This is another episode of the Decoy Sports Podcast. All right, welcome back to the Decoy Sports Podcast. We are finally back. Had a bit of a hiatus,
bit of a long break.
It's funny because I remember last time we sort of. Oh, sorry, this is Joel Thompson. This is my best
Yes.
mate over here, Joel Thompson.
Jackson Fogo.
Yeah, like I think we did one post. Was it in the new year?
Yeah,
no, it was before.
It was like a month after the season.
Yeah.
We're like, fuck, we better do one.
Yeah. And we're like, oh, yep, we'll keep it rolling.
We'll do another
but
one a month.
Christmas, man. And then just getting back to work and
Yeah. It's
kids.
a weird time. Yeah. It's a weird time of the year, right?
Yeah, it's a weird time of year.
Kids
and
starting daycare and shit. And you're like, fuck, where am I going to get
just
time?
too busy.
Yeah.
But
good to be back
yeah,
though.
we were planning this one for a couple of weeks, but yeah, just sort of everyone's got shit on,
Yeah.
you know. But
Nice to get back
yeah,
in here though.
it
Nice
is.
to see you. I haven't seen you for a bit.
Yep, I know. Honestly, I don't think I think we were saying I saw you out one night just around Christmas time for probably like half hour.
Half an hour, yeah.
And then other than that, like it's probably, I think your daughter's birthday and then the podcast, the last podcast. So
like 3 times in a few months.
yeah, so much best mates. But anyway,
I think because we've seen each other so much through the year.
we're just like, fuck this
Fuck
cunt.
you.
I don't want to see him. I guess we had to sort of get back into it because the season is coming up. It's only a couple of weeks away.
It sort of snuck up on me, hey? Like the
I forgot that it was
pre-season trial was all and shit.
Yeah.
And the Indigenous All-Stars game, like someone texted me on the day of and they're like, oh, you know that's on tonight. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck,
I was listening to one of I think it was a bloke podcast or something, and they were saying like tomorrow night or whatever. I think it might have been the DMP one.
yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, I didn't even know.
No, it's just like snuck up, hey? Like
Yeah.
January was like kind of a blur.
Yeah.
And now we're back into footy time.
It's good shit.
It's great.
Yeah.
Shit.
You sort of know when the cricket winds up, it's like about a month away. Like
Yeah.
it's going into it. So
Yeah. And now like the you can watch it on KO, like the pre-season games. It's kind of like
it's kind of nice.
starts
yeah.
early.
I haven't really seen many of the games though. I know you said you've been watching them.
I
They're
watched
pretty busy.
Yeah, a
But
couple yesterday. Like I watched the Knights one yesterday. And I had the Roosters one on the background.
yeah. I watched the last 10 minutes of the Roosters one.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was on, and then I just checked Instagram. So I was out doing some gardening and stuff, and I was like, oh fuck, because I saw like a couple of highlights of them scoring tries. So I put it on for the last 10. It was weird. Our one, it was like, I think it was like 24 all, and then with 10 to go, and then we scored like 2 tries in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they looked like they had the momentum.
Yeah.
So,
It should have been like a blowout. You just had like a fucking full strength team.
yeah. I think
They
they
had,
let
like,
off. They
nobody.
let off the gas.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
gas a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we were.
It's so hard to like. You can't take anything
You have
away
no
from trials,
idea.
dude. Like,
Nah.
it's more for like just the young guys to.
Do you think
try and get a crack at
exactly?
it later?
You gotta. There's 2 types here. There's the young guys fucking ripping in to make a name for themselves, and then there's the sort of more experienced people just having a bit of a run out,
Just get a bit
not
of K's
taking
in
it
the
serious,
legs. Yeah,
trying to find a bit of combinations, but it's not that big a deal.
yeah.
So it's a really hard thing to know anything
No, you
because
can't
it's
gauge
like,
anything off a trial.
Yeah.
Really.
and then you got a bunch of young fellas like they're going to be working way harder than these
Yeah.
other guys because those guys are going to make the team no matter what.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
These
So-
guys want to be like considered to be in the team if there's injuries or whatever throughout the year.
Exactly. And it's one of those things where it's like people go, oh, but they had a full strength team and they didn't and they nearly beat them. It's like, yeah, but as I just said, you know, like they're trying to rip in because they're trying to like show the coach that they make
give me a
yeah,
crack.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Whereas the other teams just want to run around for a bit.
just going through the motions,
Yeah.
getting some K's in the legs, as you said. So
That's it, eh?
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, haven't watched too much of it. Do you watch the All Stars game?
Yeah. Watch the All-Stars game.
Yeah.
It's just so like you expect it to be what it was. Like,
Yeah.
A lot of errors, a lot of it's first game of the season. Yeah, still good. Just,
I got a question for you. Being an Indigenous person yourself, why I noticed it. I think we've talked about it before. I've brought it up to you, maybe not on the podcast, but like last year I noticed it as well, and then this year they've done the same, and like I feel like they've tried to go a little bit woke, and they've gone. It now says Indigenous All Stars versus Maori All Stars, but aren't they Indigenous as well?
yeah, well, they're indigenous to New Zealand.
Are you not allowed to say Aboriginal anymore? Is it a derogatory word?
Honestly, I'm
Because it
not
used to be
sure.
Aboriginal All Stars versus
No, it was always Indigenous All-Star.
nah, bro.
Yeah,
Why? It doesn't make sense.
because
But they're Indigenous as well. For
no,
their
no,
land.
but we're also playing in Australia too. We're Indigenous to
But
Australia.
it's been played over there before.
No, is it?
I swear it's been played in New Zealand like a couple of years ago.
Has it? I don't
I'm
think
pretty sure
has.
I thought it did.
I thought it was always at the Goldie, and then it was.
I thought it did. I thought
Townsville.
they took it there maybe.
Oh, maybe.
But either way, like
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like Indigenous
shouldn't matter where it's played. Like they're both Indigenous to their land, right?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just easier to say Indigenous All Stars.
Wouldn't
maybe
it make more
Aboriginal,
sense if it's an Indigenous game? It's an Indigenous All Stars game. Shouldn't it be Australia versus New Zealand, or Indigenous whatever? What I'm not sure. Like what the Indigenous people of Australia call Australia. What's it in like? Do you know? Is it just called Australia? Like what did?
There is a name. I just can't off the top of my head.
Why don't they call it that name and whatever like Maori people call? But if they wanted to get like,
I know that, but you know what it's like in the world today. Like ruffle feathers, someone's going to have the shits, aren't they?
But it just kind of seems weird because it's like Indigenous versus Maori, but it's like they're saying their cultural name or whatever, and they're just saying Indigenous, which is such a broad term.
It is a broad term because
for
you can
the
be Indigenous to any country
game
in the world if you're that native people.
Because in a way, it's saying Indigenous All Stars game. It's saying like the Indigenous guys are, or like the Aboriginal guys are the All Stars, and it's saying then they're just versing the Maoris because it's kind of like
I don't think
it's weird.
Aboriginal is like a derogatory term.
Well, I don't know. That's why I just saw that and I was like, are we not allowed to say that anymore? Like I know that like a lot of the times they've changed to like First Nations or Indigenous and stuff, but it's like
when I'm checking a box on like a form, like
it still
do
says
you identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander?
That's what I don't understand.
That's what
and coming from an Aboriginal, like you're part Aboriginal, and it's like if you don't know, then like, fuck, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a weird one, eh? I just noticed it the other day. I was like, that's fucking weird. Like
it is weird.
Like I don't know. I thought they changed it. So I swear it used to say Aboriginal All Stars.
I don't think it ever did.
It didn't?
I don't think so. I think it was always Indigenous All Stars. Yeah.
It's strange.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was cool. Well, not cool, but like different.
Like
I thought something to talk about. And I was just like, what the fuck? How was the game anyway? I didn't really see much of it. I saw some highlights, but you obviously watched it.
It was good. Like it was just good to see footy again and see all like so many good players playing in that game. A lot of like fringies and stuff, but like Trell and Hammer and like.
How did Trell go? Was he? Did it look like pre-season? You know, how he sort of takes a few games to get going. Kind of thing?
It was like he had pretty like a few good involvements.
Yeah,
I think he didn't finish the game though. I think he got something happened with his knee or precautionary. Like
out for round one.
I don't think so.
Oh, it won't matter for us anyway. Out for round 3.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like. No, it was just good to see a bit of footy again.
Yeah.
Throwing the old seed around.
Yeah, like looking at the teams going in. I tipped the I don't know, what do you say? Indigenous.
Yeah, the Australian Aussie boys.
Yeah. I tipped them. I just thought their team was probably a little bit stronger. Outside backs were stronger.
Yeah.
Even just their halves, obviously with having Trindle and Nico, they play together in. Club footy, they're probably going to go a bit better.
Yeah, which they did. Like, Trindle in the first half was, like, dominating.
Yeah. No, so I thought that'd be a bit too strong. Even their outside backs, you kind of saw, like, with Kotoni and Hammer and stuff out there and whatnot.
Yeah.
They didn't even have, like, Cobbo and stuff playing either.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, the team could have been even stronger. So
yeah, bro. It was good. It was good just, like I said, I probably said it 3 times already. Just good to see footy again. I'm fucking missed today.
Man, there's been some weekends I'm just sitting there like, oh, fuck, what do I do?
Yeah.
There's nothing to do.
Nah.
It's
you just look forward to it all week.
Yeah.
Like when it's in season.
Yeah. And it wasn't like the cricket was that good this year either. It just didn't really...
Didn't fill that void that footy leaves.
Yeah.
If it's like if it's an Ashes year,
it's like
I'm good.
It's one of those ones that like it might give you a semi, but you don't get that real throb, you know.
Nah, you're not like steaming.
It's not like the Ashes or even India next year will be really good.
I
think it's India next summer and then the Ashes the summer after. So got a couple of good years coming up with the cricket, but
but this year was a bit of a ride. Like I mean, it was still pretty competitive, but it just didn't have the same effect.
And at least the year before there was the World Cup as well. For the league, so. There wasn't that. There was nothing really on, man. It was pretty shit summer in terms of like sport as such.
Yeah. That's it. And I don't really get into the tennis or anything like that.
No, not a
doesn't
tennis
really
guy.
do it for me.
Not a big tennis guy, mate.
Nah. You watch like EPL and stuff?
EPL is probably the only thing I've been watching, but it's still fucked. Did you have to get up like fucked up hours of the morning, man, or watch it early in the morning? And I like that, and I like the Supercross. You know how I'm into like the
motorbikes.
Yeah. And you know how like Jet, the young Australian kid, he
were talking about a while back.
Yeah, so it's about 5 rounds into the series. It's his first season on the big bikes, like the 450 bikes, in Supercross. Supercross is way harder to win because like it's smaller tracks, people are getting fucked up, and like it's a lot more technical. Whereas like your raw speed, you'll always normally win on a motocross track because it's so wide open and shit. And he went, I think it was 24-0 in his first rookie season in the big bikes, which is just, I think like one other person's ever done it, and like he wasn't a rookie.
Yeah.
And he's winning the championship, not by a lot, by like 3 or 4 points. I think he won 2 races, and he like had a bad race. It was like a mud race. It was fucked. And then had another one he was coming second. And I think he fell over on the last lap and finished like 5th. But yeah, he's winning. So
it's not wasn't like a fluke season. Like, he's good.
He's fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he won 2 250 championships.
Is he Aussie as well? Hey.
Or 3.
Is he Aussie?
Yeah, he's Aussie. Yeah, he's from the sunny coast.
And brothers as well.
His brother, Hunter, he's a little bit older.
In the Supercross? So they're versing each other.
They are now, yeah. Hunter was still in the 250s for the motocross last year. So they did the Supercross at the start of last year together. They were both in the 250s. They both, like, basically in the 250s there's an east and west. So like they race all over America. So the 450s will go all over America, and there'll be like 20 races or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the 250s will have an east and a west
conference
class
kind of thing.
So when they're on the East Coast, they'll play like they'll like the 250s will race the East and then the West, like depending. So he raced on the East or the West. I can't remember which one, and his brother raced the other one.
Yeah. And
they both won the championship, which is pretty cool.
Let's see.
And then they went to the 450s, and he won obviously the 450, and then Hunter stayed at the 250. So I think once you win like 2 or 3 championships, you have to go up to the big bikes.
Yeah, right.
Whereas Hunter hadn't won enough yet.
Yeah.
So he stayed, and then I think he won the motocross championship as well. And then he, like on the 250s, that's just like normal, like the 450. They don't go east and west.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's gone up this year. And then he had a couple of bad races to start off with, Hunter did, but I think he's coming like 5th or 6th in the championship.
Yeah, right.
Finished 5th on the like last race. So yeah, they're looking good. Like he's not as quick. Like no one really says it. He's not as good though. Like he's older, and Jet sort of got to watch him. So basically his whole family packed up. They've packed up from the sunny coast, sold their house, moved to Europe to race, and like literally were living in like a camper van. Like the parents weren't eating some nights, so the kids could, so they could get like just put it all in on these kids. And now like Jet's worth millions and millions of dollars. Like, and he's 20 years old, bro.
Hectic.
And then like Hunter's like 23, 24. But because Hunter had to go through all the bullshit and Jet got to watch him and learn off him.
Yeah.
He's just like this, and he's got this like most flawless riding style you've ever seen. Like, it's just ridiculous. Whereas Hunter's a bit more controlled and like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of...
Well, he's like the younger siblings are like more the risk taker and shit.
Yeah.
And like,
oh, he does have no fear.
The older brothers, like the more calculated one.
Yeah. So he's like, I'll do it first, and then, Jet can just fucking smoke it after that sort of thing. So it's crazy, man, how good they are. But they're getting a bit of hate at the moment and shit, because like it's that tall poppy syndrome, and people starting to hate on him because he was winning heaps, like Jet and that. And, you get these like middle-aged dudes like fucking having a cry, and it's like, bro, like he's 20 and he's smoking dominating everyone. So, yeah. Anyway,
go cry. I'll
talk about that all day, but let's do it. If you haven't watched it, it's hard to watch. That's the thing. There's like some fucking Supercross pass you got to buy this year, and it's like $300 to watch all the races, and I just legally stream it. But, it's what made it do it.
Yeah. Gotta fucking do what works with the wallet, mate.
That's it. UFC's on today. It would have already been by the time this comes out.
Yeah. What do you?
Volk?
Should we? Oh, let's get the we'll get the main card.
Yeah, we'll do that, and then
do a bit of
back into
predictions.
Some more footy. Yeah.
Well, we know that Volk is fighting the main fight.
Yep.
So the first fight of the main card is, well, we probably don't even know him, but Anthony Hernandez, Roman Kopylov.
Cancelled.
No, that's I'm talking about the next one that's not cancelled.
Oh right, sorry.
The middleweight fight.
Yep.
Fuck, Fuck.
I don't know who they
I
are.
don't even know. Like, I know Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, I know the second one.
Yep. I've heard of Ian Gary.
Yeah, Ian Gary's fighting. Fuck.
Hmm.
Machado. You know about all that shit?
No.
Have you heard of all that shit?
No.
So he's like, his name now is like Ian Machado Gary or whatever, because that's his missus' name. You know how she was like a presenter? That fucking,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently like, well, the rumor has it was like that was her ex-husband's name. And he's taken her ex-husband's
I've heard about
fucking
this.
name and all this shit. And then everyone's like, oh, he's a fucking cuck and all this. I don't know if it's true though. I think it's her last name. But it's like a famous like fucking MMA name or some shit. I don't know, something like that. But everyone was still like, everyone around for ages said it was fucking his missus' name.
I did hear that. I didn't realize that was that cunt though. Like I heard that. Like I'd heard about that, but I didn't know who it was.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So
fuck yeah,
fucking funny, eh?
So obviously he comes out and smokes cunts because he wants to show that he's not a cuck.
He was, when it come out, he was supposed to be fighting, I don't know if it was this dude, he was fighting someone, and then he got pneumonia, like, a week before the fight, and then everyone's like, yeah, look, he's a fucking cock. I was fucking shredding him, eh? Like,
that's wild.
Yeah. So.
How good is that?
Sorry, Ian, if you're listening. I know you'll smash my head in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I thought Henry Cejudo feel like he's been around forever, man.
He has.
And
he's like fucking.
He's only
late
had
30s,
like 18 fights, which is pretty wild, eh? Like
wild.
He's 37.
Yeah, fuck.
So he's pretty old. What's this other guy? How old is he?
Guess he's only done like one fight a year since he was 20 or whatever. Like it's about that.
The other guy's 33.
So who are you picking?
For which one?
We won't go the middleweight.
I don't know the first one.
That one. We know Henry Cejudo. I don't know the other guy, but I'm going to go the other guy.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other guy. Bit younger.
Yeah.
About the same win-loss.
Same record, yeah.
Yeah, same record. So he's had one more loss, but one more fight. So
yeah.
I'd like to see their last 5 fights. That would have been good.
Mm.
You're good at that shit. Where is it?
Yep. All right. I'll find that.
We're nice and prepared today, guys. You know,
yeah, this is like just a fucking throw together.
Wait till you get to the footy predictions. Fuck me, it's gonna be good.
Oh fuck. Fucking hang on, just bear with me.
I'll go to the next fight anyway.
Yeah, go to the next one.
I'm gonna go Gary to keep his undefeated run.
Yeah,
going.
I'm gonna go the cuck man to
go the cuck.
Go the cuck.
He's only 26, bro.
That's not. Yeah, true. He's pretty young.
He's got about a. Oh, that's weird. How weird is that? He's about, what, 11 centimeters, is that right? Yeah, he's about 11. He's about, oh, fuck, I don't know, mate. I think he's about 1 centimeter taller than the other guy. The other guy's got nearly a 2 centimeter reach on him, which is weird.
Right, so who do you want to see the stats for? Cejudo?
Or who's the last 5?
So Cejudo lost to Aljamain Sterling last. Then he won against Cruz, Moraes, Dillashaw, and Johnson.
Fuck, he's had a good run then.
But that's over like
a while.
6 years.
Yeah.
5 fights.
What about the other guy?
The other guy, Merab, he's won his last 5 fights.
Yeah.
Petty Yan.
Good fight then, really.
Petty Yan, Jose Aldo, Moraes, so the same guy, Henry Cejudo beat, Stammen, Dodson, don't know who they are.
The other ones are pretty solid, so
yeah,
I'm gonna go him.
I'm going him.
We won't stick with it too much this because, as I said, it's gonna be over by the time anyone hears this. So.
Yes, no one's gonna give a fuck anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Gary.
Yep.
Paulo Costa or Whitaker. Whitaker's had a pretty shit run of late.
Yeah, but Paulo Costa's pulled out of like 3 fights lately. He's ring rust.
Yeah.
So at least Robert Whitaker, like he fought, what's his name? Dricus du Plessis, like in like August or something.
Yeah. So going Whitaker.
I'm going Whitaker.
Yeah, I'll go Whitaker.
Can't go against the Aussie.
Yeah, I just feel like he's had a lot of losses lately, but
yeah.
And then the Volk versus Tapur. I can't say his name, eh?
Yeah, Ilya or
Tapuria.
Tapuria, Ilya or something, isn't it?
Yeah, Ilya Tapuria.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Did you see all that shit yesterday with him like
with the old man clothes?
And there's one who's like, yeah, like talking shit, and he's just like, just asleep in the corner.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like, at the press conference, he's like,
yeah.
and Paulo Costa's like, hey, wake up.
And then like he tried to do the like Conor McGregor steal his belt thing. You see that?
No, I didn't see that.
The other guy's like, go on and take his belt. And he's just like, it was just the like most coolest reaction. Like he gets up and he's like, oh, this guy wants to be he was going to say cunt, and then he like changed it to fella. He's like, fella. So this guy wants to be a hard fella. I'll see if I can find it for you. It's funny.
Gotta go Volk. I'm a bit nervous though. That guy's pretty powerful. He's undefeated, isn't he? Ilya?
Yeah, but like I don't know, man. Everyone's off Volk because he lost his last fight.
I'm definitely not.
He went up, dude. Like he. Like
and he went up with like 7 days notice.
Yeah.
To fight Islam again.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see that clip of like him in the car, and his daughter was talking about like being scared?
Oh yeah. Oh no, that was just like they were doing it up against like Connor's one.
Oh yeah.
But
did you see that clip of him like in the car, and he was talking like how his daughter's like worried about getting like broken into like their house?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You sent it to me. It's fucking funny. Eh?
Oh yeah, I forgot I sent it to you. How good is that? And the daughter's like, he's like, oh, you know, I'm a UFC champ, like I'll be able to handle it. But they're like, the daughter's like, well, what if Islam broke it?
I seen a thing. He was doing an interview with that Nina chick. You know.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I knew it was purely because she was just trying to like stay up. She's like, oh, I was sore stomach, I got this, that. And he's like, that night I was scared.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was trying to big dick myself and be like, yeah, fucking, I'm a champ. No one's going to fucking stop me. Like, I'll save you. And she just says
what if Islam Makhachev
fucking
broke
drops him. Fuck yeah.
So good.
Love that shit.
So good. Yeah. Go Volk.
Yeah, Volk for that one. I think he bounces back.
He just like maybe like an early knockout.
Yeah, you just can't you can't bet against him in at that weight class, man. Like no one's proven that they could even like
go close. Really?
Well, there's been a few close fights.
Yeah, but like he's always, I mean, except when he nearly got choked out, but anyone else would have.
So I mean, there's been a couple, but like he's shown that you can't bet against that, you know. Like he hasn't shown anything where you're like, oh fuck.
And like when
he had someone powerful and bigger than him, like fucking a lot bigger than him.
But like when he had a full camp,
exactly,
against Islam in the first fight,
I reckon he won that.
Everyone thought he won it.
Yeah. But I was watching the Joe Rogan fight compilation on that when that was happening.
Yeah, they were like,
he won, and then he lost, and everyone's like, maybe we should watch that back.
Yeah.
Like they did the same the other day to what was that fight the other day?
Oh, Strickland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Strickland won that.
So did I.
Do we? I don't know. Like, is it because you get like a bit one-eyed, or
maybe
because
you want someone to win? You're like, give them the bias a little bit, whereas the judges are meant to be non-biased.
Yeah.
But
did you ever watch that thing I sent you?
No.
Yeah. Good. Nice. Yeah, watch it today, mate.
Yeah, nah.
Didn't watch it.
Oh no, the Theo Von thing. Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. I thought it was someone else.
Oh, right.
Something else you sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
It was crazy. Yeah, like he's so erratic.
Oh, bro.
The first time, but I found that the start of that, everyone's like, "Oh fuck," that was just like the most pointless stuff. I was cracking up.
Same, it was so funny.
It didn't end. It was just like, because like Theo Von's so quick-witted, and then he was saying shit back, and it was just like, and they're talking about shit, and then it would just go to a different place and come back, and
he's
like
such like a fucking hillbilly.
Oh yeah,
like so
massive redneck.
But it's so good.
Yeah, but it's good because he claims it.
With it.
But he claims it.
Yeah.
That's probably why he's just like, yeah, I'm a fucking redneck. I don't give a shit. Like, but then like when it changed course at the end where he starts crying and shit, I was like, wow, like now that other shit makes sense. Like that whole half of the podcast, fuck, that's like, and how he is.
Yeah, it all made sense at the end.
And then how he's like, oh, I've like genuinely like want to kill people. I was like, what the fuck? What a
psycho, bro.
He's like, yeah, like I'll just rage and like the first person who flips me off, I'm gonna go and bash him. Like I'll pull over and I'll fucking kill him.
Psycho.
I'm like,
there's cunts like him just floating around that aren't like Sean Strickland too.
Bro, I was like, all right, it's
hectic,
cool. But yeah, he seems like he's starting to figure it out, and as he gets older, he seems to be maturing a little bit, and his missus apparently has calmed him down a lot, and all the rest. But fuck, I wouldn't be surprised. If in like 5 years after he finishes, fighting, he doesn't have that aggression that way in his life. Like there's something comes out and he's fucking murdered someone.
He's in
road
jail
rage
for the rest
or some
of his
shit.
life or something. Yeah.
Like I should see it happening.
Oh yeah.
He's
You
just,
hope not, but like
he's just something in his brain that you just like
the switch is going to go off. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, any other sports cover before we get back into footy?
Don't really think so. Been watching a bit of NBA lately.
But about it. Yeah, just that EPL, Everton, fucking doing shit. But
are they are they going to get relegated?
It depends. We've got that fucking 10-point deduction. Did you hear about all that?
I think you told me a little bit about it.
So yeah, we got a 10-point deduction because we were like 25 million over the financial fair play cap, right?
I thought there wasn't a salary cap.
There's not, but they've made it some financial fair play thing, which is just the rules around it is so fucked because it's basically like if you're in the top six, you're basically going to be sweet. If you're outside of that, there's no chance you'll ever break into that top six teams because like the top six get all the commercial value, right? So they'll get the most shirt
and shit.
Yeah, sponsors, top shirt sales for people, like because people know what they are, like around the world, and all this shit. So all this shit is like obviously revenue into the club, and then based off that, you can then spend a certain amount of money, and then there's like a level, and then it's something like you can be 105 million in the red over that level a year as a club in full, right?
Yeah.
So that's in player spending, everything, whatever. Now, where it's fucking murky, one is like, you think about the economy over the last 5 or 6 years since those rules were in place, or maybe even longer, it like the economy increases. What's it called? Like where, inflation, right? Yeah. So inflation goes up and that stayed the same. That hasn't changed over the last however many years.
Yeah, right.
So inflation,
player contracts are getting bigger,
and they worked out just by inflation, it should be like 60 million or something more.
Yeah,
like the actual that level.
Yeah,
that hasn't changed. So for one, we should be under there. Like Everton would be under that if inflation was counteracted, right? Secondly, is we're building a new stadium for $750 million or pound at the moment.
Yeah,
it's £750 million.
Yeah.
Everton are building with their own money into which the Premier League are then going to get benefit out of because it's going to look great. They want to use it for the Euros in a few years or whatever. So it's going to get benefit that way. It's going to bring more, commercial value to the game. It's going to bring more jobs to the area. It's going to bring all this shit. And we end up being 25 million over, and they've said that it was like an independent commission, it was a Premier League. There was no rules in place about what a deduction is. So there was no rules saying, if you are this much over, you will get deducted this much. It happened. We got found that we were 25 over. The Premier League then went to an independent commission and go, we think they should get 10 points deduction. I think they said 12 actually. But there was no rules in place beforehand. So after it's happened, they've then gone and gone, oh, these are the rules.
Oh, true.
How can that happen?
You can't just making it up on the fly.
You can't make rules.
Yeah.
That's on them to not have a law, right? The other thing is like, they've made it so that in the independent commission ruling, before they did it, they said there's no sporting advantage of why they were over the cap or over the amount.
Yeah.
They were over the amount because they're building a stadium.
Yeah.
Right? So then they've given us a 10-point deduction. Isn't that a sporting...
So they're giving you a sporting penalty for a non-sporting...
Correct.
True.
By 10 points. It's the most ever in any league, in any of...
For not even on-field or off-field.
For an off-field thing. And to put into perspective right now, Man City have 115 breaches that's been tied up in court because they've got all these expensive lawyers for the last 2 years. And they've got 115 breaches. We had one and nothing's happened to them so far.
What the fuck?
And they've won 6 fucking Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues and all this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now that a lot of them were because of actual sporting adventures, like buying too many players.
Yeah, like salary cap.
Apparently there's things that are tied up because they their previous managers and shit, they paid allegedly paid half of them through like half of them through their like accounts and half of them through offshore
like
accounts,
shell
which is
corporations.
actually illegal. It's not even just like Premier League rules illegal. It's like
money
fraud.
laundering and shit.
It's fucked. So like there's all this shit.
True.
They'll probably get nothing,
Allegedly.
bro. And apparently at the end of this year, they're going to then they're saying that they're going to reevaluate the rules and change them. So nothing will happen to them. So after all this, we are the ones that only get fucked over.
And then if anyone does that next year,
they'll be fine. Yeah.
Wow.
But they're trying to then do it again. So basically, it's over a 3-year period. They then wipe that year off, and then it's those 2 years plus that year. So they've given us a 10-point deduction for these 3 years, and now we're again.
So 10 points every year.
Well, now they've wiped that year, added the next year in, and obviously these 2 years were the ones where we've been a bit fucked.
Yeah.
Like people keep saying, "Oh yeah, we bought too many players." We've had the third least player trading things over the last 5 years. So signing and losing players, we're on the third bottom out of any club. So how the fuck are we breaching anything?
Yeah.
Like it's fuck. We nearly got relegated 2 years in a row. We literally got saved on the last day and the second last day 2 years in a row. So how the fuck are we? How's that a sporting advantage, man?
Yeah.
But then you see like Chelsea last year, they spent like £800 million on players, and they're all good though somehow.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It's so backwards, man. It's just it's so politically driven at the moment, and like unless you and you know people like might even see this be other fans would be like, yeah, but you fucking broke the rules. It's like, what rules though? Like because
it seems very grey.
It's different for other teams. Like you can never break in. Like this is the perfect example, right? Newcastle, they got bought out by like one of the most richest countries in the world, right? They're like worth is like here, and you could add the next 4 teams together, and they're not even close, and that's including Man City.
Really?
Right? That's how like much they're worth now.
Yeah.
And they're like in the transfer window that just happened. I don't even think they signed a single player, even though they were like riddled with injuries. And they're like, if we sign a player, we'll be over the financial fair play thing.
Right.
Like that's how fucked it is. Like they've got all the money in the world. They've had a fucked up team from injury, and they can't sign a single player.
Yeah.
Because then that would put them in breach. Like it just, so it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, so they're like a team that's not in the big 6.
Yeah.
And they've been bought over by a fucking trillionaire owner or whatever. And they can't even sign anyone because of these fucking rules.
Yeah.
It's so weird, man.
It's
like,
weird.
It's ruining the game, dude. Like,
yeah. It's like just politics and shit.
Yeah. I reckon they should make a salary cap, but it's like, say it's like you can spend $300 million a pound a year. Every team can. If you got the money, great. If you don't have the money, fine.
That's on you.
But 300 million of like players or 200 million or whatever it is, right? They make a cap.
Yeah.
And then like you can spend up to that.
Yeah.
And then it's fair for everyone, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Like outgoing, like what's happening in and out of the clubs. If you wanted some sort of FFP rule so that the clubs are sustainably like good still, and they're not going to go broke in that's fine. I understand some sort of rule there, but it shouldn't matter towards like your player roster. You know what I mean? And then you have a cap for your player roster of like, not how much they're all on now, but what you can spend each year on player trading or whatever, you know, in terms of that plus the weekly wages you give them. Because it's just fucking stupid right now.
It sounds so dumb. Yeah.
And now we're like, because those 2 years went out, or that 1 year went out, and then there's another year, they're breaching us again. So we're in a chance of being breached a second time, and it's in the same year. How does that even make sense? Shouldn't it be like breach and then you get that taken off for the following year, not midway through a year? Imagine the fucking
what's the point of like why are we playing?
Yeah, and Forrester apparently they're like in an investigation for a breach as well now.
Is that a different team?
Yeah,
Okay.
Nottingham Forest, and they're saying that like there's rumors that they're between 50 and like 120 million over.
True.
So if we got 10 points for 25 million,
so they should get 40 points.
Yeah. The wildest thing about that 25 as well, I was reading is like, if we went to a bank and got a like high interest loan or like a loan for the rest of that 25 million, it would have been okay because it's like loaned from a bank and you haven't paid it yourself. But because we paid it ourselves and because we didn't want a high interest loan, that put us over.
Wow.
So because you wanted to save money, and it's supposed to be financial fair play. It's like it's like profit and sustainability rules.
Yeah.
Well, isn't sustainability not having high interest loans and paying your own shit?
Doesn't
that make more sense?
Yeah.
Fuck,
no,
man.
but they're all in cahoots, like
It's
the
so
banks
backwards.
and shit. Like,
it's fucked.
The owner of whatever the fucking EPL or some shit probably knows the bank guy. he gets the interest. You know, that's all fucked.
Well, it's supposed to be like independent commission that gave us the ruling. Apparently, one of the people on that was one of the like main board people from West Ham who like did all this fucked up shit with like a player back in the day, and it like was all fucked as well. So it's like, how is he supposed to be the person,
the
independent
unbiased like guy,
Man,
when he's fucking crooked.
There's so much shit like that, and you're just like, oh my god, wild. Anyway, I'll go on about that all day as well. I watch so much shit on it, and the annoying thing is like players or like fans. So the media will just push a certain narrative. Everton broke the rules because of this, blah, blah. They've spent too much money because of players, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but if you read into it, it's not the case.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
but they don't.
No one reads
that. They just see the headlines.
So the media, mainstream media, go, what's going to sell? What's going to sell? This is going to sell. It's going to get fans on the bad side of this, blah, blah. Fans should all be working together against the Premier League and say, these are fucked. Like, you just need to change it, or we're going to like boycott games or something. It would never happen. But do you know what I mean? Like, that's what should really happen.
People power needs to like prevail. Yeah,
100%. Yeah. But it won't. So whatever.
What'd you make of the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched like I was at work, so I watched like went for fucking like 6 hours.
Yeah, no, I watched the last like 20 minutes.
I watched the last quarter and then the OT overtime, as well. Yeah. But yeah, it was good, man. I thought, I think they probably should have like OKC should have not OKC. Kansas City. Sorry, they shouldn't have been in the game towards the end, man. Like. But it's a championship team. They sort of just stayed within.
Yeah. Pat Mahomes, enough. You can't just like count him out.
Yeah. But I thought San Fran really fucked it up in the first half. Like they should have, the way they were playing, they should have been a bit more in front. And then, I think they got a few extra point blocked, which would have put them at the end there. There would have been a point ahead. So they fucked up there. And then obviously the toss where they didn't know the rules. Wild. Like how can you go through 2 weeks of because they have a week off.
Yeah. Like not
so they get that week
for every situation.
They get that full week.
Yeah.
A rest that weekend. Then another full week.
Then the game
and not
on Monday.
Once they talked about if it went to overtime, what would happen. Not once.
Crazy. It's crazy.
How can you do that? That's criminal as a fucking like coaching like staff. Like, how many 100%. Fucking coaches? They've got like so 18 many. Coaches as well, man.
Like that, I don't know when. Like if you're Kansas City,
even just talk about with your captain. What we're gonna do.
This, you know what exactly. I mean? Like, he's the one making the call. If you're Kansas City, like if you're Pat Mahomes at that coin toss, you're licking your lips.
Did you see the couple of things about his facial expression?
No,
they've like slowed it down, and as he's flipped, and then you see the guy go like, "We'll receive," and he's like, his face just goes, but he like tries to keep this like normal face, but he was like fucking surprised that you see his like eyes like he's like head tilts back a little bit and his eyes go fuck. Like,
and like at that point, like, do you not? I know they went like for the field goal. Do you not just go for it? You got to know that they're coming down. They're gonna fucking have a good crack at it. They're not gonna go for a field goal to tie it up. Because it's like because you both get a scoring opportunity, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you just go for it? Why would you go for the field goal? Like, I don't know.
Because then if you kick a field goal and then that you stop them, you win.
Yeah.
But if you go for it and you get nothing, and then they go down and just kick a field goal, they'll win anyway. So like they don't have to get all the way to the end goal. They might have to get to the 40 and then kick a field goal. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So like they did the right thing in terms of kicking a field goal, but they should have probably kicked, not received, because you want to trust your defense to stop them, and then you score.
Yeah, you want to know the other way around. Like you want to know that you just have to
what you have to do,
goal to level it up, or you score to win.
Yeah. They reckon they were going to do the same thing anyway because they're renowned for having a good defense. Yeah, right? That's the best all year, wasn't it? So technically, like they should have stopped them anyway. Yeah. But then you versus Mahomes and shit. And,
see that play that won the game was the same play they did last year to win the game.
Yeah.
The exact same play.
And did you see when they scored the touchdown, like the wide receiver, he's sort of like stopped and he sort of looked around. He wasn't like, apparently he didn't know the rules either and he didn't realize that they won the game.
Yeah, true. It's such a fucking shit show.
And apparently like the Kansas City, they did like 4 reviews on overtime as well. And then he still didn't know apparently. It's like,
obviously wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Far.
But yeah.
No, it was sick to watch though. Like they're just gun team.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'd put a bet on at the start of the final series, I had Detroit Lions against Kansas City.
Yeah.
And I had Detroit to beat Kansas, Kansas to beat Detroit.
Yeah.
I was paying 100-1. And that fucking the AFC Championship game or whatever it was, the one where it was San Francisco versus Detroit.
Yep.
Detroit were up 24-7 at halftime.
Mm.
I'm thinking, fuck me, I'm in here because Kansas City had already won.
Yeah.
I was guaranteed $1,000.
Yeah, yeah.
If either of them, like if Detroit won.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, just want to.
But then they just shit the bed.
Yeah.
In the second half.
I wanted Detroit to make it. I was keen for them to win. Their coach is sick as well.
Would have been sick, like, because no one had them being up there at all. But yeah, San Fran too good.
Yeah. Righto.
Yeah.
Let's get into some footy, eh?
Yeah, what's like? What do you want to talk about with footy? Like,
I reckon we'll just go through the teams.
Yeah.
We'll just talk about each team. Won't do like a fucking
hectic.
7-hour review like bloke or whatever it was. But we'll just mention them, say what we think about their season. Yeah. And where we think they'll sort of finish.
Do we want to have our like?
We'll pick a bottom four. We'll pick a top four, like we did last year.
Yeah.
And then we'll sort of and then we maybe pick a who you think is going to be player of the year.
Yep.
I think that's what we did last year. Hey.
I think so. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. So Bulldogs. Bulldogs first team.
Bulldogs.
What do you reckon? Just talk a little bit about them, man. So they've had a few good pickups.
Yeah, they've had like good recruits. Like they played. Like I saw the highlights for the trial on Thursday night.
Again, though, that I feel like that falls a little bit back into that young guys trying to rip in.
Yeah. Because
they had a lot of young guys. Storm, pretty set. They still didn't have a few players playing. Like I don't think Hughes played or anyone.
No,
like that,
he was playing the All Stars game. Like they had Pappenhausen. Good to see him back.
He would look good. But we're talking about Bulldogs.
Bulldogs,
so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just like they need a gel, right? Like they've had they haven't. I think I read over the off season now they don't have any of the players they had 3 years ago.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's like a complete new roster.
I think Raymond was the last one.
Yeah,
and then he left.
Yeah. So like that, he was the last one on the roster 3 years ago. So it's like a full rebuild. How long does that take? Like, is Toby Sexton gonna thrive at fullback? Are they gonna halfback? Is Drew Hutchison gonna come in and play?
Say, what do you do there? Would you play Sexton and then just have Drew as like your backup? He looked pretty good the other night.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think Sexton done enough last year to probably
even make the team. I don't think so.
No, that's what I don't think. I think he's probably like your 18th man.
Yeah, Kurt Mann will be the number 14.
Well, this is the thing. So we were talking about it the other day. You've got him, but there's someone else that's sort of like, Jamin Salmon. Is he your 14?
Yeah, can he play like second row though? Like, is he
going to be a 13?
Is he like a second utility?
Well, maybe.
Like a
he started at 13 on the
rower.
weekend.
Yeah, who?
See, this is the thing. So
I thought they recruited a 13. Like a proper 13. Well, maybe not. Maybe he's
injured this year, but Ed reckons, who's a massive Doggies fan, he reckons that Carl Oluwapu was going to be 13 long terms. He's like, he's sort of more like that size. He'll probably play that role.
Yep.
But yeah, obviously Burton's going to be a 6.
Yep.
And then you got either Sexton or Hutchinson. Then you got Salmon. You've got
like the fullback, is it going to be Blake Taft?
So you got Jake Turpin as well. So you're 14.
They've got so many utilities.
Josh Curran, he's probably going to be. I would select him more as a 13. Or is he going to be your 12?
I think that's who I thought. Curran.
Yeah. As your 13.
13. Yep.
So then you've got.
But he was so dominant on the edge.
So you got Kurt Mann. You've got, you've got a lot of second rowers, but they're fucking short in the forwards, bro. Like. Yeah. So Kickow is going to be probably your left or right edge. I'd say left edge.
He'll be left, number 11.
I would pick Preston as my right edge. That's just me, Jacob Preston.
Yeah.
Then who do you go? So Curran, I'd say, is my 13.
Same.
Personally. Then you've got
who like I don't even.
You've got Jackson Topine. You've got
is Luke Thompson still there? He left, didn't he?
Luke Thompson. Oh yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone back to England.
Yeah.
But then you've got like Salmon. You'll have Kurt Mann. You'll have like there's the second rowers are pretty. They're pretty heavy on second rowers.
Yeah, very light in the front row.
Yeah, and then their front rows just like Liam Knight, Max King, probably be your 2 starters, I'd say.
Yep.
And then you've got Ryan Sutton, Sam Hughes, who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
And then some other big bopper. He's like Caltoga. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Tony Caltoga or some shit.
Yeah, right.
I think he's like huge.
So they're pretty light in the front row. Like 2
like
noted
110 kilos, bro. He's
like 2 noted starting front rowers though, right?
Yeah.
Max King's great. Like he's a good player.
It's all going to come down to their forwards, man.
Yeah.
Because will they get enough momentum forward
That's it, like,
for these good players to build off the back of?
Their 1 to 7 is pretty elite.
It's pretty elite, man. Like, are you going Taff at the back to start?
I think so.
Yeah. Wilson's he's a good backup though. Blake Wilson, he's a beast, man.
Yeah. So like what, Blake Taff?
Yeah.
Wings will be Adokar and Karaz.
Yeah.
Stephen Crichton and Bronson Cherry in the centres.
You'd think so. But you got Connor Tracy as well.
Yeah, so he's another sort of utility.
He's a fucking beast though, man.
I agree.
He needs a starting spot for me.
I agree. Yeah.
He's too good not to have him in the team, bro.
But like, is it him and
you can't
Blake
play him
Taff
as a
fighting
14,
out for fullback?
Maybe.
Because he's a bit, I don't think he's a bit small for centres.
Well, yeah, but he does a good job there, man.
But you've got Critter and
I know.
Sherry.
I know. And then you can say Critter play fullback as well.
Yeah.
They've got like too many backs, man.
They do.
And
too many versatile backs.
They've signed too many backs and haven't gone and gotten a really, really good premier forward. Because if you lose even one of those backs,
they're fucked.
Maybe not your Critter and shit. I mean, like as in like if you didn't sign, say like a Connor Tracy or a fucking a Bronson Sherry or something like that. Yeah. If you had no Bronson Sherry, you played Connor Tracy there and you went and got a fucking really solid like front rower.
Yeah.
They were I think they were relying on Takeaho coming, but he hasn't signed, so it's kind of like
that was a medical thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. So he hasn't signed.
No.
They were looking at fucking Saluka Fafita, played for the Roosters for a bit, went to Souths. That was the last. Like I heard he was going there, but nothing's happened.
But he's like a fringy anyway, right?
He's not a premier front rower. No. If you went and just got, imagine if they went and just put all their eggs into fucking a Flegler.
Yeah,
last year.
Even
didn't
like
sign some,
Terrell, like trying to get Terrell May. I think they've offered him a contract.
Yeah, but he's not going to be a big front rower, man. He's an
explosive, like off the bench.
But he's He
can play front row.
He's a front rower. Yeah, he's a front rower, but he's like
he's like Spencer Leniu.
Sorry, I thought you meant Tyrone May. That's what I was saying. He's a genuine Terrell front rower, but like Terrell May, his brother. Yeah. So plays for the Roosters. Yeah, he was probably the best front rower at the back end of last year.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Dogs have offered him a contract.
That's for next year. Yeah. But it's like, what are you doing this year, bro?
It's always
they're building for next year. Yeah,
it's always building for next year.
Yeah. But I don't think he's signed yet, so I don't know.
No. But Reid Marnie needs that fucking front rowers to build momentum for him to do anything. Because you saw it last year, he did nothing.
Yeah. All right, man. So going off that, where are you putting them? You don't have to give me a specific
bottom
thing.
4.
You don't know, are they going to be bottom 4, you reckon? Yeah, I'm going to say bottom 4. Yeah.
I'd like them to not be.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to say top of the bottom 8.
Yeah, okay. So what, like 12th or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
From 9th to 12th.
Okay.
I'm going to say they're somewhere around there.
I would have maybe not bottom 4, maybe like...
I just think they've got too many decent players this year to not be somewhere around there.
4. I'm going to say like 15th.
All right.
Yeah.
Easy.
Cool.
All right, so second one, Dolphins. Similar team. They've obviously just had a couple of pickups. So Herbie and Flegg.
Yeah.
So
good additions.
Yeah. I sort of look at their team and I wonder where some of these guys are going to fit now. Like their back line, they've probably got, what would you say their back line is? Like Hammer?
Yep. Fullback, wingers, Jermaine Zarko.
Yeah.
Who's the other winger?
So it's going to be a Sarko and it's probably going to be Tessie New, I'd say.
Yeah, that's Tessie New.
And then probably Bostock is like their backup.
Yeah, their backup.
Yeah.
Yep. Herbie, and
then I'd say you got Ewan Aiken.
Yeah.
Or you've got...
He might play second row again.
You got Avarillo signed, as well.
Yeah.
So I'd say...
Maybe Avarillo.
You got, Ewan Aiken, Avarillo... Nick Arima's around. He's more of like a
Ewan Aiken
utility.
might be like the bench second rower.
Oh, sorry, and Tavare as well.
Yeah.
So we're playing him,
Is he playing? Is he Is he the backup? Maybe. Came back pretty
Probably.
unfit.
Yeah,
like
but
at the
he's
start of the thing. But
been pretty. Like,
Yeah.
he's supposed to have lost 10 kilos or some shit. So I think the starting team might be Avarillo. Yeah, like Jermaine Asako, Avarillo, Katoa. Oh, sorry,
Herbie.
Farnworth.
Yeah.
Hammer and
Tessie
Tessie New.
Yeah, which is pretty good backline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could
And-
maybe play one of those on the wing if you really wanted to, and push Tessie New out.
Yeah.
But
And what's their halves? It's Jaden Sullivan and Isaiah Katoa?
you'd think so.
Yeah.
But then there's obviously still, fucking Milford's there.
He's gone, isn't he?
No, he's still there.
Oh, he's still
Yeah,
there.
it was 2 years, or he re-signed for another year.
Yeah.
So him, and then you've got Nicarimo. I thought probably had his best year for a while last year as well. So
he played not bad in the All-Stars game too.
I'd say Nicarima's my 14. Milf's probably unlucky. Unlucky, but I'd say he's not in the team, unfortunately.
He's not done enough, is he?
Yeah, although I think overall he's probably a better player than someone like what's his name? Sullivan.
Yeah.
He just probably can't lead a team like Sullivan can.
Nah.
Like he just doesn't. They've tried to mold him into that player over like since the end of the Bulldogs, the Broncos thing, and then and it just never really worked.
Or a fullback.
Didn't work, man.
Yeah.
So
he's not fit enough to be a fullback anymore.
yeah, they've got like Robert Jennings as well. It's another backup.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably how it's going to roll.
What, Jesse Bromwich last year?
Probably. I'd say it's probably his last year.
Yep.
I'd say Lemuelu's my second rower starting.
Yeah, he was good when he was playing last year.
And Tafusi, you'd probably put the Bromwich brothers in the middle.
Yep.
Maybe one off the bench.
Yeah, you'd say it'd be Jesse Bromwich and Flegler starting, wouldn't it?
Although you've got
Would you have Kenny at 13?
No, I would have what's his name? Got injured last year. Tommy Gilbert.
Oh yeah, fuck.
I'd probably have him 13. Or you could play him
He could
prop.
play, yeah.
But then you got Flegg. I don't think you need him. You know.
Nah.
I'd probably have Bromwich, Jesse, and then Flegg as my
starting front
rows.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd probably put Tommy Gilbert at 13, Lemuelu on the edge with
Kafusi.
Yeah. I'd probably have Kenny Bromwich coming off the bench for me with maybe like a Mark Nichols and maybe like a Ray Stone as my 14.
Yep.
Who's
their hooker?
Then you got one more, Jeremy Marshall-King.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He was good when he was fit.
Yeah. That's probably my team, I'd say.
It's not a bad team as well.
It's a fucking solid team, bro.
Yeah.
That's a good team.
It is a good team.
Better than, like, last year was they had no depth. So as soon as those few people, like, they were playing, they were good. Yeah. And then they got a few people got injured and they had no one.
Yep.
You know, you've got Josh Kerr sitting there as well.
Yep. He played good the other night too.
So he's like another one. He might be your fourth bench spot.
Yep.
Who else have they got? Harris Graham's obviously a backup for thing. Jared Wallace.
Yeah.
Haven't mentioned him.
Nah.
Like he'd get into most teams, bro. Like as a, even if they went and just got a Jared Wallace like the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's exactly the
bro.
top. They just needed to plug it. Yeah.
Why didn't they just? Oh man, fuck. I think they're really fucked up there. But anyway, cool. Where do you finish?
Sorry.
Where do you see them finishing, mate? They making the 8th year?
Nah, not making the 8. Like middle, maybe 10th. Bit better than last year. 10th or 11th.
Let me see. Yeah, I've got them finished. I've got them 9th.
Yeah,
I think they just miss out.
Should I write this shit down?
Yeah,
like where we're saying.
Yeah,
because we're gonna.
So I had Bulldogs. Yeah, I'll say 9th to 12th. I had the Bulldogs 9th to 12th as well.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I'll just go on to the next one. So next one's going to be the Eels. So
this is why we need someone in here.
Yeah, I know. But who the fuck wants to listen to us?
No, can't.
No one. That's why we got no views.
Pretty much. What did I say, Bulldogs? Fucking bottom.
You said bottom. Yeah. So you said 12th to, what is it? 19th?
13th to 17th.
13th to 17th.
Yeah. And what have you got? Thingy?
Which one?
Dolphins.
Dolphins, I had them 9th to 12th.
Yep.
So you've got 2 teams there already. Yeah. Yep. All right, Eels. So we've got the Eels.
I was thinking we'll skip Roosters and Knights in this.
Why?
And then we can talk. Maybe we'll do another one next week.
What if we miss?
Oh, you're doing your thing.
Yeah, I won't be doing it next week.
And Monday will be at work.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do
It won't be a big.
No,
one anyway.
that's right.
We'll smash through some of these teams. Sorry, guys, if some of you if some people are fans of some of these teams who just don't want to be here for 4 hours.
Yeah, got things to do.
Yeah, probably should have just done this and not talk shit for
probably
40 minutes before.
Yeah.
All right, Eels. So they've got. I don't know if they've signed anyone. Have they?
I don't think so.
Hayes Dunster, maybe.
Yeah,
Winger.
that's a good one.
They needed some wingers and stuff, but I don't really see anyone in their team.
No, they don't have they're missing an X factor, aren't they? Isn't that what the whole thing was last year about Gutho and whatever? Trying to get Xavier Savage or get someone, but
I don't think they need. I don't think they need an X factor. They've got enough shit in there. If they just had more of that shit, do you know what I mean?
Maybe Dylan Brown is their X factor.
Yeah,
but he's
if he needs to fire.
Yeah,
but which he was, but then he obviously was out
all that
a lot.
Shit, yeah,
they would have made the 8 if they had a bad run towards the end because of that shit. I think Moses was out towards the end. Didn't he get hurt or some shit?
Yeah,
in the season.
And the Madison thing at the start of the year was fucking stupid.
Yep, and then they missed. They went 0-4 or some shit.
0-5.
0-5,
Yeah.
and it was close a lot of those games. They should have probably snuck in there a couple of times. So they weren't far off making the 8, man.
No.
But
but from going from the grand final the year before.
Yeah, and I just look at their team and I'm like, they're probably still one or two. They picked Dijon Arcee. Was he already always there?
No, I think he's new, isn't he?
Was he there? He was playing 5'8" for him, wasn't he? When
when
Brown was out last year.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but he's written down here as a centre for some reason. But yeah, Hayes Dunster's a pretty good signing. He's new, right?
Yeah, he's new.
Oh no, he was injured. He snapped
new.
he snapped his leg in pre-season last year. Remember? I think
he was new that
year.
Pre-season. Yeah, that's
but
right. But he didn't play.
I think it was. He dates the guy that did its sister.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? It's that guy that plays for fucking. We played for the Dragons last year. Centre, big leg tat, ratty. Can't think of his name, bro.
No,
but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, he snapped his leg or something. Didn't he snap his? He did his ACL, MCL, and LCL. I'm pretty sure.
Fuck.
Yeah, did all of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I thought that. But
Yeah.
So if he's healthy, that's a good.
Yeah.
They've got that option. Russell was all right without being great. Will Penasini's probably their X factor as well.
Yeah.
Another year under the belt. He's young.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be their outside sort of.
Yeah, their strike center.
So if you can have him and, someone else there, on that wing. The thing is, you want to have a strike side, and I feel like they didn't last year because I had Penasini's a beast, but then they had Sean Russell. Nothing against Sean Russell. He's not an X factor player.
No.
So it's you can go that way, but you're not going to be. It's not a strike sort of side, right?
No.
You go the other way, and you got Mike Acevo, who I thought's been on a bit of a cliff the last couple of years. He's starting to go down the other side. He's getting older. And then who's in the centers there? Bailey Simonson or fuck, I don't even know.
Wonga Blake was in and out.
Yeah, so they've signed Morgan Harper. Is not the other one. So
it's replacing much for much.
Exactly. So then maybe he plays one of the centers.
Yeah.
But then you've got Hayes Dunster and stuff as well. So we'll see what happens this year. They're a little bit stronger, at least. They're one last year was they're one player out. They're fucked basically. Their centers.
They've got a bit of depth now.
Yeah. Little bit of depth.
Where have you got them? Right now.
9th to 12th.
You're gonna have 1 9 to 12 spot.
That's fine with me, man. I think they'll miss out.
Yeah.
I just look at their forward pack as well, and I think they're a bit short. They got Wiramu, Greg. They got the 2 big boppers, but it showed last year if either of them get injured.
Jermaine Hopgood, another year under the belt.
Hopgood. They got an okay team, man, but then I think they're missing a 9.
They're missing a 9. Yeah.
And
who have they got? Freddie Lussick, don't they?
Lussick and what's his name? Brandon Hands.
Yeah.
And they've come out and said he wants his hookers to play 80. And I don't think either of them are good enough to.
No.
So, it is what it is.
I'm going to have the Eels 13th.
13th. Fuck me. That is low. some fucking good teams this year though. So
Yeah, there is some great teams, and like there's ones that are going to surprise. I think Tigers are going to do better than they did.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you got those?
Yep.
Panthers. Weird year for Panthers, man.
It is, but
I can't
they
see-
do every year. They just make
Yep.
it work.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like you go through who they've lost. It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot now. But they've lost more. Like ones that are going to be, you go through that full team: Burton, Kickow, Coruscant, Leniu, Crichton, Jamin Salmon. They've lost both their backup halves, so they lost. What's it called to you?
Yeah, Cogger,
O'Sullivan. That's 8 players there. Anyone else? There's probably more.
There would be more. Yeah. Zach Hoskins gone to Raiders.
Zach Hosking gone. Who else?
Yeah, I know we've got Tom Jenkins. He was like their backup winger.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Yeah,
definitely a few.
Luai's going next year.
Luai's going next year. That'll be a different thing again.
Yeah.
As much as people hate on Luai, like he does glue them together with. He allows Cleary to be who Cleary is. You know what I mean? Like because he can sort of take that pressure off.
I still think like they're favourites.
I'd need to see him for the first 5 games of the year to really know.
But it didn't matter this year. Like,
Didn't matter this year.
Yeah,
you just don't know.
Yeah.
Like their forward pack's done, right?
Yeah.
So you look at that and you're like, all right. And then you've got
their back
you still got Luai and Cleary, so you go, okay.
Yep.
And then they've added in like a Dane Laurie as a backup.
Yeah, Critter's gone, but Taylor May's back too, right? They didn't have him whole year last year. It's Do
you play him in the centres or do you play him on the wing?
I think on the wing.
And then Taruva in the centres.
Yeah.
I think Taruva's too little to play in centres.
Do you reckon?
He's tiny, bro.
Isn't Taylor May pretty small too?
Yeah, I don't think he's that small though.
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be the other way.
Taruva's 181 and 88 kilograms.
Yeah, right.
I think he was that big, eh?
I suppose it's not like humongous for a footy player.
What's Taylor May? He's 183 and 92.
So not much. Much for muchness, really.
Yeah, be interested. Yeah, well, it says here he's listed as a centre.
Yeah.
Taylor May.
Okay, so maybe that'll be the way they go.
Yeah, and they're saying Taruva's a fullback / winger. So
and then the other side, you still got Toto.
And you've signed Paul Alamotti as well. It's another option.
Yeah.
Although he was like, this is the thing. Everyone saw him towards the end of the year last year. He's young, played a full year. You go through a season, you start to get tired, and they're young, and they're just hard to hold on. Everyone thinks that, and he's trying to be. He's fucking shit, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Start of the year, everyone was praising him, bro. Everyone forgot about that. Everyone's like, he's a fucking beast.
Plus
Look
now he's got a preseason with the Panthers under his belt.
He's going to be playing in a better
Championship team.
Less relied on because he's,
he
you're
just
the
has
young
to do
guy.
his job.
Just do your job. Don't worry about fucking being a sick cunt. You know
They'll
what I mean?
all put you in the position to do your job.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I reckon he'll go good.
Yep.
They've got Jesse McLean's another winger. Jack Cole, I don't know who that is. No. Tago.
So, like
obviously Edwards, Dane Laurie. You've got about 3 elite fullbacks now. Yeah. You've got a Dane Laurie, you've got a Dylan Edwards. Well, not all elite, but like solid,
Dylan Edwards is
very
elite.
solid.
Yeah.
And Taruva showed he's a fucking gun fullback as well.
Yeah.
So even if, say, Edwards snuck into Blues this year or something.
Yeah.
Fucking, you're going to be sweet. Yeah. So, oh, man. Still top 4 for me.
Fuck. I'm still...
Obviously, we're not going to say shit about that yet.
I'm going to say top 2.
That's fine, man.
Yeah.
We'll go 1 to 4.
Yeah,
because it doesn't really matter. 1 to 4.
Yep. 1 to 4. Cool.
Maybe we'll get our top 8 and then we'll place them in what order? Or top 4
we'll
and then
do like we did last year. I think we did that. Yeah.
So I'm saying 1 to 4. You're saying 1 to 4.
Yep.
Easy. Next team. Raiders.
Yep.
Really good young team, I think, this year, Raiders.
Yeah. I think Hoskins was a good addition.
Yeah. The biggest issue with them is they're very inconsistent last year. So it's just if they can clear that up. If they play their best footy, which they've shown, they'll be gone. But it's just like, can they?
Yeah, and it's like how what's the front row again? Papali'i.
Yeah.
Like how's he gonna go? He's older. It's probably like his last year.
Yeah, apparently got a new kid coming through that's the same as, it's like another Papali'i.
Yeah,
so if he can be
they take a year or two to come into it.
Yeah.
But like they've got they don't have an aging roster as such. They have a few aging players. They've got Jack Whiten's gone. Jared Croker's gone. They've cleared a bit of the old wood out.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not these young guys can
It's gonna be
like that passion.
I think it might actually, although like Jack Whiten's a beast, it might be the best thing for him because they relied so heavily on him having to be the guy.
Yep.
Now it's like, cool, the younger fellas, it's your time to lift now, you know, and you've got, you know, you go through that team, you know, you got, say, your outside backs, you still have like your Rapana and stuff to play on the wing, which bring that little bit of experience. But then you've got Tomoko. He's a fucking beast. He showed it last year.
Still got Kotrick,
Sebastian
Savage.
Chris, Savage, all these guns. You know what I mean? It's like
Hosking will play centre, you assume, maybe, or back row.
Back row. I'd say I'd put him in the back row.
They've got Elliot Whitehead and Hudson Young.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll be centre. Maybe it'll be off the bench.
Then you got like, you know, Big Red up front or at lock.
13, yeah.
Fuck, beast.
Tarpanay and Papali'i.
Yeah, we've got some solid forwards, man. Their whole team's decent.
Tarpanay, like in the Tri Nations or whatever it was at the end of the year, gun. On the other night, he scored the first try for the Maori All Stars.
Yep.
Gun.
Yeah, and then as you said, you've added in Hosting. I'd probably bring Hosting off the bench.
Yeah, I think you have to. Like, you're not going to take out Whitehead.
Nah.
Or Hudson Young.
No.
And Horsburgh is most likely going to be starting 13.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think Hosting's really a 13 anyway. He's better off the
second role.
He reminds me of a Preston, like Jacob Preston type role. So, yeah. So, what are you going to say? They're making it?
No. Just missed 9th, I reckon.
I'm going to say,
I'm going to say 9 to 12.
I'll say 5th to 8th. I'm saying they're squeaking in for me.
Nice one. Love that.
All right. Manly. It's so hard because if one or two injuries...
If Turbo's fully fit all year...
Easily getting in.
Fucking oath.
Could be top 4.
I was about to say before, top 4.
But two things that I don't trust is... Anthony Seibold, I just don't. I don't think he's a good coach.
And Luke
I'm
Brooks.
sorry, but I don't think he's great.
And Luke Brooks.
No, I think he'll play well. I think he'll be good in that team where it's less on him. I think he'll actually be pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think because he's got Cherry Evans next to him. That's the difference there. He's never had that elite half with him.
Yeah.
You know, he just has to play second hand. He doesn't have to be that dominant one.
I only said that because I thought that's where you were going to go. But
and Tommy was the other one. Tommy's the second one.
I thought it was a good signing.
Yeah.
For him.
Fuck yeah. I think he'll go well there, man. I think they'll go well.
Well, apparently he played all right in the other night.
Let's look at it like this. Will they be better than last year with him there? Yes. They will.
Yeah.
So it's a good signing either way. The part that I don't know about is the 4 or 5 year contract he signed.
Yeah.
That's where it's a bit like, but maybe they're just like, hey, Cherry Evans will go. He'll replace him at least for a couple years until we can find that next person.
Yeah. That's true.
The stupid thing out of all of that is the fact that they signed Schuster for as long as they did.
I know.
I could see him being offloaded in a year or two.
Yeah. Well, there was
and paying half his wage.
Yeah, there was whispers he was going to go to Tigers in off-season.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. But yeah, if
any other, I don't think they signed too many. They got like a Barlow from us.
There's talks of like Garrick.
Yeah.
Going to centre.
Obviously, Matt Lodge will come back in.
Yeah.
Nathan Brown's there from us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. Where have you got them?
They've got a decent forward pack as well, but I think they're only like 1 or 2 injuries away from like being a bit
off.
Yeah, they don't have really good depth.
They've got a good back row.
Yeah,
like Schuster and
back row and their back row and their backs are solid.
Yeah,
you know they've got Kola, Travojevic, Ruben Garrick, Jackson Barlow, Jason Saab.
They've got Tommy Talau now too,
don't
they? Yeah.
Jacob Arthur's there as a backup half.
Yeah.
Like, they're a decent team.
Yeah.
Their forwards, as I said, it's just like 1 or 2.
Well, now Paseka, he'll be suspended for a few games.
Yeah, after the other day.
Yeah.
You know, Ola Kawatu, they're a beast forward pack, man.
Yeah, good second row.
I'm putting them in. I'll say they're 5th to 8th as well.
I'm the same.
I'll say they'll make the 8.
Yeah. I agree.
But I think even if Tommy gets injured and it's even towards the back end, I think they're still scrape in.
Yeah, well, they'll put like
they've got a better team now.
Fullback.
They figured it out towards the end of last year and it wasn't but it was too late. You know what I mean? They figured it out, but it was a bit late.
Yeah.
They tried to play Garrick for a while and this and that. And
Kohler played good at fullback.
Yeah. So they tried at least that. They hope that he can be there.
Yep.
Even Ben Travojevic showed he's good on the edge as well. So he's another one that can play edge.
Yeah.
If they need him to.
Just injuries with those Trebojevics, man.
Always injured, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Storm. What do you say about Melbourne, mate?
Bellamy's last year, apparently.
Well, has he said?
I think, didn't he?
I don't know, man. He said he would go around another year. He didn't necessarily say. Who the fuck knows? Don't think they picked up too much from looking at the team, but they don't need to.
They don't need to.
They kept the same team. They were good last year. They were younger last year, and they still played really well. They got like a Sean Bloor. That's actually a really good signing.
That is a really good signing. I'll be interested to see how they play that. What's that young guy? Farlongo?
Yeah.
Like,
does
he get the 14?
I see him playing a. I could see him playing a Pappy role from that first year when he started to break into the team. They play him at 14.
Put him in at 25
bring him on that
minutes
last 25, just fucking run amok.
Yep.
The only issue there I have is the fact that they've got Tyron Wishart, who Bellamy's really high on.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you're wasting 2 bench spots.
Yeah.
Not wasting, but you've got 2 smaller fellas that can't really play in the middle.
Don't have another forward. Yeah.
So then you're relying on 2,
Yeah.
Being a younger team, maybe they could get away with it. They don't have a really old aging roster where they're like, fuck, we've got to like change him every 10 minutes.
Who's their lock?
It's normally Josh King. Josh King? Matt, yeah.
Something from
King.
Knights. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. They came from Knights a couple
Josh
years
King,
ago.
Yeah. King of the Decoys.
Decoy King. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Forgot to tell everyone. Oh, did we tell them?
I don't know if we did.
Oh, yeah. He was like, we were supposed to do an award at the end of the year, like who made the most decoy runs in the league. It was Josh King.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just
congrats.
Yeah.
We'll send you out a decoy hat.
Yeah.
It's fun.
This one.
What do you reckon? Sean Bloor, 13?
Nah. They'll keep King there.
Yeah?
He won't change the team much, man. I don't reckon.
So Sean Bloor off. He has to be in the 17.
Yeah, he'll be off the bench, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much really to talk about them, man. They are what they are.
Yeah, they'll be there.
Do you think they're making the 4?
No.
Neither.
Fifth to 8.
Yeah, I'm going like 5th, so yeah.
Yep. Lovely. They'll be thereabouts.
Interesting one, this one. Warriors.
Do they back up the year they had?
They've got a better team.
They do.
This is the thing. They've got a better team.
I love the
Tuivasa back.
inclusion.
Harris Tavita's back.
Yeah.
Who else? They've lost Tyron, obviously.
It's a quite a loss, but they weren't playing him that much anyway.
No. Just looking at the team. They've got Adam Fanua-Blake for another year.
Yeah.
Until he goes.
Yeah. This is their year if they want to push.
Kurt Capewell was another one they signed. Better team for sure. Probably a more balanced team.
Yeah.
And good depth. Because you've still got Tamari Martin. I can't even see where he plays.
No, he won't be starting. He won't be in 17.
You know, Chance, another great, like you could play probably in the centres, but he can play fullback as well.
Yep.
Harris DeVita, do you start with him? Who are you playing in the halves? Do you play...
Yeah. Do they have Luke Metcalf still?
Do you start Luke Metcalf or do you start Harris DeVita with Johnson?
Yeah, and because they got Dylan Walker too, don't they?
I was going to say, Dylan Walker's your 14.
He's your 14. That's what I'm saying. Like,
he's your 14.
So Harris DeVita is either 6 or not in the team.
Or do you play... So Tamari Martin, Metcalf or Harris DeVita, who's your 6?
Metcalf.
Because you're going to have to pick one of them.
Metcalf, I reckon.
I agree. And then fucking...
The other two miss out.
Yeah, I don't know. Denim was saying on Bloke that like, I think you go with one of the other two because like, blah, blah, let Metcalf come back because of his injuries and then like round 10 you get him back in. But then I was like, yeah, but then what if the other players playing well? And
then he can't get his way back in the team.
Thing, but I don't know, man.
Nah.
You're risking a lot. So if you lose a lot of your games in your first 10 games, you might be fucking gone by then. Especially it's pretty competitive.
You put Metcalf in to get those Ks in his legs.
Yeah.
If he
gets injured, well, you got backups.
Exactly right. Yeah.
You wouldn't want Harris DeVita coming straight back in, not playing at all last year anyway. You probably want him in reserve grade playing a bit.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm going him. So forwards are pretty similar to be honest. Good inclusion, obviously with Capewell. He's probably just gonna
experience, just shore up that side.
You got probably Tavanga playing lock. He'd be your left side, and then what do you say? Nakora is probably change of battery. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Might have missed a couple if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when the camera cut out, but
Yeah.
if you
Audio
wanna-
will be there anyway.
Audio will be there if you want to see. You can have a look on Spotify.
That's it.
We're at Broncos.
The price you pay for 4K, mate.
That's it. It wasn't in 4K. It was just the battery ran out. All right, Broncos. So technically a worse team than last year.
Technically, yeah,
Like
like-
on paper.
Yeah, well, you've lost Capewell, Herbie, Flegler.
Yep.
That's about it, though.
About it.
But they've got like some young guys coming through. Big losses.
Big losses,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Capewell, not so much. I think, was it Pecora?
Yep.
He probably took his
I think so, yeah.
place.
Took that spot.
That's why they were happy to let him go.
Yeah.
Probably on pretty big money, too.
Yeah. And like, you've got D. Mariner coming through.
Yeah.
Jesse Arthurs.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to... The Herbie void will be filled a little bit.
Who are you playing? Are you going Arthurs into the centres?
That's what I would have
or
thought.
Are you not, every single Broncos fans, obviously we live in Brisbane,
Yeah.
get a lot of fucking that chat.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying Cobbo to centres.
Really?
And that's the way they're going.
Yeah, right.
I think I think it's like a Suoliti happen like thing.
Yeah.
You know, like Roosters last year before, killed it at wing. Fuck yeah, he's a sick wing.
Yeah.
Let's move him into the centres. Shit. What are they like? It looks like it's doing again. Like, obviously, don't learn anything. That looks like they're doing the same thing. But this year the Roosters. But like, I don't know. I think if they do it, I could see him moving back. I don't think his work ethics there.
Yeah, for
enough
centre, nah.
to play centres.
Not yet.
You know,
He's still so young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would leave him on the wing if it was
So
me.
would I. He was
I'd
one
move
of the
Arthurs.
best, one of the best finishers
Yeah.
in the comp last year.
Yeah, I reckon Arthur's to centre. You bring Oates back onto the wing.
Yep.
Pretty good team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Agree.
And he makes great meters from wing anyway.
Yeah.
Like Cobbo. You
don't want to lose that.
No.
No.
So I'd play him there.
No.
We'll see what happens, but
Yeah.
solid team, man. Just
Solid team.
not much really else to talk about. Like,
Just it's
as I
pretty.
said.
The Reynolds, like another year.
yeah, he was good
Sorta-
last year though.
He was good, but he's getting older.
As long as he doesn't get injured, they'll be right.
That's the only
It's the
thing.
same thing we sort of said last year. I think throughout the whole year, nearly every week, we were like, good player, but like if he gets injured, you can see how much they crack. They did, yeah. So, yeah.
And like, does it affect him? Like, he kind of didn't close that game out last year. I know you can't put it all on one player.
No.
But
I know what
he's
you're
the
saying.
guy. He's
Yeah.
the one they paid
Yeah.
to win the grand final.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure it wouldn't affect him anyway, right? That's what he does. But
Yeah. So I'd say I'll go top 4.
yeah, I think
I'll
so.
go 1 to 4.
Yeah.
So what's that? I got 2 in the top 4?
Yep. I personally think it's going to be Penrith Broncos 1 and 2 again.
Yeah, right.
Don't know if that's going to be the final, but finishing wise, first, second. I don't know where either of them finishes, but both in top 2. Personally, nice
Cool.
one.
Cowboys.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about them, eh? Like, I think they're one of the ones that fucking fizzle this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like bottom 4 type deal.
Yeah. They've got a decent team, but
just seemed
nothing
like
that stands
or
out.
something up there,
Yeah.
like with Peyton and shit. Tamalolo's like, he's on the outside, but he's not. But he kind of is. Like,
Yeah.
from the outside looking in, it looks like he's not.
Yeah. I just think Townsend had such a shit year last year. The fact they brought Clifford back, it's kind of saying
But he was
like,
shit
hey,
too at the
yeah,
Knights,
but it's
bro,
like, well, they had no one else to really sign, I guess. But they're kind
Yeah.
of saying like, hey, bruh, if you fuck up early in the year, you're gone.
Yeah.
You know, like, sorry,
But
but
if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm like, fuck, I'd just deal with Chad Townsend. Because
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Clifford was not very good.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, drink water, you know what you're going to get.
yeah. Looks like what's his name's leaving as well, or he has gone to Dragons.
Luciano, yeah.
Luciano.
Or maybe, because...
I don't think that's a bad. Like I was talking to Osto, I work with, and he's a Cowboys fan. He's like, "Fuck, it's the best thing ever," because like he's on a huge deal, and he's like, "We got some gun back rowers, they're like Lukey and
Yeah.
you know those guys." So like,
But like, are they going to... No one wants to pay that for him. The Dragons haven't signed him yet because it's 900K.
yeah, so
Apparently, Raiders are front runners now
yeah,
to sign him, but I don't know. Like, the the Cowboys are going to have to chip in.
Yeah.
But then he's asked for the release, so they won't chip in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
That's
I don't know.
Yeah. Like, it's a lot of money to spend on potential.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't really done that much to warrant that, in my opinion. They obviously got him there on that because they saw potential in him.
For sure.
But now they have those young guys. Like,
They don't need him.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was their 5'8"?
Dearden.
Oh, that's right. And he's gone. Yeah.
But I just don't know if they've got enough in the tank this year.
No, neither. I think bottom 4.
Bottom 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go bottom 4 as well. I think I have to go bottom 4. I don't think I can go top 4. Top, bottom. Top.
No, you can't.
Top, bottom of the 8.
Bottom of the... top of the bottom 8.
What are we saying? Like 9 to 12. I can't do that anymore. I have to go 12 to...
13 to 17.
13 to 17.
Yeah.
I'm going 13 to 17.
Yeah.
I'll say they're like 13th.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I'd say around there. 14th maybe.
Sorry, Cowboys fans.
No, well.
This is probably going to be the easiest one out of all of them. Probably the Wooden Spoon, Dragons.
Yeah.
I can't see any team worse than them.
No.
This year.
Neither. Tigers
have tried their absolute hardest to pick up every single fucking player they could. Haven't got any of them.
To go there.
Literally anyone. I go through that team and it's not great. No. Like, it's okay.
I like the Shane Flanagan signing. I like that. That's a good signing, but he's not going to play the game.
No.
You know?
Like, they got some good individuals, you know. They've got... But then you really think about those players playing in that team because of whatever's happened. And, like, it's like... Then it doesn't look as good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've got... You know, you look at someone like a Ben Hunt, great. Does he really want to be there? Probably not.
No.
So it's kind of like... that almost, like... counteracts the whole point of him being there, you know?
It's obvious he doesn't want to be there because he fucking tried to get out last year.
Yeah.
3 times.
You know, so you've got Murdoch Masilla, he was good last year. Blake Laurie, decent, but, you know, not elite. Francis Molo, pretty good, solid player. Jaime Sele, they've picked him up. He's solid. He wasn't playing for them, eh? He was playing for...
Sharks?
Yeah, was it Storm maybe?
Sharks, I thought.
DeBellin, old.
Yeah.
Not as good.
No.
Jacob Little, nah.
Yeah.
Jaden Sewer.
Yeah.
Decent a few years ago.
And
hasn't really done much since.
No, and they fucked off like Jaden Sullivan and like their up and coming halves. Yeah. Knowing that Ben Hunt doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. Raymond Mariner.
Yeah. On the out
doesn't want to work hard at training.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Nah. You know, you go down. Tom Eisenhuth, decent signing. Ben Hunt, as I said. That Christian
Tuapolotu.
Yeah, that one. He's good signing.
Manly. Yeah.
Cody Ramsey, I don't even know if he's going to play ever again.
Yeah.
With all this shit. Yeah. Corey Allen, decent pickup, but still a fringy.
Yeah.
Jack Bird, solid, getting older.
Fit, yeah.
Jesse Marsty, fringy. Kyle Flanagan.
Who knows?
Hasn't ever cracked it anywhere.
9? Is he playing 6? Like, what's he doing?
You know.
Did Amon get off his charges?
I think so.
So he's registered?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they've got like Sloan and Lomax, like decent players there. So where do you play them?
Tyrell Sloan was fucked yesterday.
As in?
Shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he playing fullback for you? Is Lomax? I heard that was a rumour.
Yeah.
People have been saying Lomax is playing on the wing this year.
Yeah, I know.
So, fuck, I don't know, bro.
I could see him as a winger. Like, he's big enough and he's pretty damaging ball runner. Yeah. But whether he wants to play and he'll kick stones, you know?
Yeah. I wrote him last, though. So.
Yeah, 13, 17.
Yeah. Knights, we'll skip that. We'll go Knights, Roosters last.
Righto.
Rabbitohs. Who the fuck knows?
Oh, yeah.
You'd think, well,
but
hard to say, right?
Yeah. Fit Latrell all year and fit Cody Walker. Top 4.
Yeah.
Because like they were winning the comp after 11 rounds last year.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, Origin came, injuries came. I like the Jack Whiten inclusion.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, like, it can only add to their team, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Whiten's going to definitely boost him.
Yep.
Are you playing Tass on the wing? Or are you playing What's his name? The young gun.
Tane Milne.
Nah, Tony Milne's a dog.
Yeah.
Sorry, but he is. And I don't mean like a dog. I mean like dog. No, what's his name?
Oh,
the young fast fucker.
Yeah. Like Adokar's cousin.
I'm trying to find his name.
Tyson Munro.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Beast. I'm playing him on the wing, bro.
He's injured.
Is he?
He's something, yeah.
Righto.
Maybe
I think when he's
trial?
fit, he's on my wing.
Same.
Unfortunate for Tass, but
Yeah.
bro, he's fucking gun.
Yeah. He is gun. He's a gun finisher.
Yeah, it's going to be around I think the big thing for me is Lockie Ellis going to have a good year. He didn't have a great year last year.
No, he didn't.
He was good the year before.
He was.
So if he has a bounce back year, Trell does his thing.
Campbell Graham is out for 6 months.
Is he?
Yeah. Sternum surgery.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So Tass might be able to run.
He might.
Just playing there.
Just playing in the centres, yeah.
So, yeah. That is a big loss for him, though, especially start.
Loss. Well, he's their strike centre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's great defensive centre, you know. Cody Walker, another year older.
He'll miss Origin now.
Oh, was he out for that long?
I think 6 months, I think.
Yeah, but like, was it 6 months from...
No, from like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he had like plasma injections in his sternum over the off season or whatever.
Right.
And they thought that would help, but it did nothing.
Didn't.
So like they delayed by 2 months.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damien Cook, older.
Yeah. Still like, on his day.
Walker, older.
Yeah.
You just don't know though. You know, it's another year. Played a lot of footy, man.
Yeah.
Cam Murray, you know, he'll be a beast all year.
Kalamatangi, another year.
Forward pack's decent. Who you playing? Like, how you playing Arrow? Lock, or are you playing him out wide, or are you giving that to Tallis Duncan?
Yeah, I thought Lock might be Tallis Duncan.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Lock's fucking
Murray.
Cam Murray, yeah.
So you either got to play him out on the edge, or you got to play Arrow out on the edge and play Arrow down, play Arrow at prop, and then play Duncan off the bench.
Have they still got the Tom Burgess?
Yeah, Tom Burgess still in.
Yeah.
I'd play Havili just as another front rower off the bench.
Yes,
I think he's a better
impact
forward, player. Yeah. And then I'd probably play you got Jacob Host. There's a few there that can probably play. Mawale, Saluk Fafita probably won't play.
Because they lost, we got Jed Cartwright off him, which apparently he's going all right and training and shit.
He's decent, man.
Yeah.
Dexter's fucking loves him, eh?
Yeah, right.
He loved when he was playing for them.
Yeah.
So solid team. It's just going to be around
injuries. It's around the trail, man.
Injuries, and also how they're actually going to gel this year, man. Like there was a lot of issues last year behind the scenes. So as long as that's cleared up, they've got rid of the supposable people that were the issue. It's hard to say, right? It's really hard to say. What do I have left over there, man? Do I have any like?
So you got no 9 to 12s. You got no.
I think I've won 5
bottoms. You've got 1 5 to 8.
Yeah, I'll do 5 to 8 for them.
Yeah, righto.
Where are you going?
Top 4, I think.
Actually, what do I have top 4 remaining?
You've got 2. 2 spots.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll leave them where they are.
Yep. Nice. Next one.
Sharks. Sharkies. Will they bounce back? It's so hard, man. They've had 2 years now. 1 really good year, 1 not so good year.
Yeah. Did Wade Graham retire? No, he's still playing.
No, he retired.
He retired.
Yeah.
Finucane's still playing.
Finucane's still going.
No Moylan.
He's
gone overseas. That's good for them, like settled spine.
Yeah. They've lost Connor Tracy, which plugged some holes for him.
He did.
I thought he was better than, what's his name, towards the end of the year.
Will Kennedy.
Yeah. Kennedy got injured, but he was playing better.
Yeah, added a bit more to the team.
Like after Talakai's first good year in the centres, wasn't great last year. No. Didn't really do anything.
No. They benched him for a few games.
Yeah.
He was shit.
Gatol was solid. Mulatalo, you got your wingers there. It's going to be around his Hines going to fire again this year. He played really good the year before.
Yeah.
Started the year off really well. Got to Origin,
just
fucked him completely, and they were fucked from there out, man. Never recovered.
And I don't know, like, just watching the All-Stars game the other night, I don't know, like, if he's, like, over it. Like, I hope he, like, I don't know, it just seemed like...
He just was so confident, he had so much time.
Yeah.
And just, it's completely different, man.
It's completely
ever since.
different, yeah.
I don't know, it's weird.
It looked like that the other night, which I hope, like, I love him as a player.
To be fair, I
hope he just gets over it.
Yeah. Another reason why they might have dropped or like got rid of Tracy as well is they had Cade Dykes, who they're big on.
Yeah.
But I think he did an ACL maybe last year.
Yep.
So he's a good backup anyway for them to have.
Yeah.
They signed that. Oh no. Yeah. Just looking at their team. They're a bit shorter on the forwards. Like they've lost a couple over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You got Oregon Kafusi though.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
I didn't know that. No, from Eels.
Wasn't he from Storm?
I thought he was from Eels.
Oh yeah, maybe he was. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just looking at the team. Yeah. So debut club was at Eels. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So he's a good signing. Just trying to see who else.
The next year that when they get Adam Blake will be...
Oh, it'd be gun.
Good.
Yeah, they're a solid team. I wouldn't say they're like amazing.
Gun.
Yeah, it's just going to come down to, can Hines find his fucking form again, bro? Really?
Yeah, that's
the driving factor of that team, dude.
Yeah. I've got him just missing the 8.
Yeah, I would have him just missing, but then I've got to push someone else down to the bottom. Who would I have in the 2?
You've got Bulldogs and Dolphins in 9 to 12. You could push.
Yeah, I'll probably push
Eels
Bulldogs
9 to
down.
12.
I'll push Bulldogs down
to 13, 17.
Yep. And then I'll put the Sharks in that sort of bottom, top of the 8.
Yeah.
Top of the bottom 8.
Yeah.
Sort of range.
Sweet. We're pretty similar.
Yep.
On most things.
All right, Titans.
Yeah.
Again, who the fuck knows, eh?
Nah. Like Des Hasler coming in.
So hard to tell, man.
They've got a decent team. They haven't really brought anyone in. I think just all their younger guys have got another year under the belt.
Just looking through their team. I should probably just look at ins and outs, but I'm just not doing that. I'm just scrolling through the whole team. Look, I can't see anyone, really. They've signed, so... No. Good team, man. Like, singular players. You go through some of their players, bro, like, fuck me. Like, done. But are they going to gel? That's the thing. They just haven't gelled, man.
No.
You'd hope that he'd be able to fucking get something going, but, like, you got Brimo, you got Khan Pereira, you got fucking Jaden Campbell, you've got Kieran Foran, you've got David Fafita, you've got who else we got?
Tino?
Sam Verrills,
Tino.
Like, Jesus Christ, man. There's some good singular players.
Yeah.
But
it's like a lot of sort of superstars in their own right.
Yeah,
like,
but then you got a lot of like okay players as well that are thrown in there, which obviously all teams have balance, but it's just like last year they just were so inconsistent, man. You'd see them play a game, you're like, holy fuck, these guys are fucking guns.
Yeah.
And then you'd see you play the week after and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The biggest thing is going to be their defense.
It is.
They can attack, man. Everyone knows they can attack.
Des Hasler is a good defensive.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
So if he can get that into them, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
But it might take more than 1 year as well. Like, like there are a lot of changing.
It might click at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be a bit too late.
Too late, yeah.
And they're moving players to make way for other players and shit. And I don't really like that.
No,
they're probably have to play Brimo in the centres.
Yeah.
I don't really like him in the centres.
No.
I don't think he does much.
No.
Could he play that roaming role? Yeah, but like...
But that's
again,
lot to put on one guy.
What's their issue? Defense?
Yeah.
Is he a good defensive centre? Probably not.
No.
So,
not yet anyway.
Yeah. So, you look at that left side, that's going to be a pretty weak side. What's like Khan Pereira, quite small. They said that he's put on a bunch of weight, but like quite small, not a great defensive winger yet.
No, he's a gun
he's young
scorer, like finisher. But
and then you got him with Brimo.
Yeah, it's
where you're
That's
probably
gonna be
going to
attack,
attack. I'd be attacking right there. So
and what do they right? They'd be left side.
Yeah, left side.
So right side.
Right attack.
Attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's going to be a passageway for a lot of teams.
Right, imagine like something like the Roosters. We'd have like a
Manu
Joey
and
Manu and a
Dom
Dom Young
Young
attacking that side.
Yeah, they're fucked.
With Walker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's things like that. You know, you got to look at that and go, fuck. Imagine the Panthers drop running down that side with Cleary,
Cleary,
fucking
Tango and Toto.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's just annihilate him, mate.
Dude.
Like, hopefully not.
No,
but
but
looking from the outside in, you got to go.
Just running an eye over it. You're like that's what's likely. Yeah. I've got them 9 to 12.
I've got them 12 to 17.
13 to 17.
13 17.
Yeah. I might change that. Yeah. Cool.
So what have I got left?
So what we got Tigers then our teams.
Yeah, as in like what positions do I have left?
So you've got 13 to 17's full. 9 to 12's full. 5 to 8. That can't be right.
No, I think my 5 to 8's full. I think I've got one more in the bottom.
I think no, your 5 to 8 is not full. It's by one. Okay. Oh no, it is. No, it's full. Sorry.
Yeah. I think I've got one bottom. Like 12, 13 to something.
On here, that's full. That can't be right. 13, 17. 13, so that's full. So you've got Bulldogs, Cowboys, Dragons, Titans, 13 to 17.
Okay.
Then 9 to 12, Dolphins, Eels, Warriors, Sharks. Oh no, so yeah, okay. So you get.
So I've got 2 in the top 4.
You need to do 5. You can have 5 of one. No, 5 of 13 to 17.
Because there's an extra team.
Position. Yeah.
Right.
So you've got a 13 to 17 vacant still.
Righto.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
And then I've got what? 1 in the top 4, 1 in the top 8.
No, you've filled the top 8. And you've got 2 in the top 4 still.
Okay.
So does that mean you're putting Knights in top 4?
Maybe I'm putting Tigers in there.
Yeah. Fuck.
All right.
Yeah.
Who have I got in the top 8? Like 5 to 8 then?
Raiders, Manly, Storm, South. But you could always promote someone to the top 4 and then if you didn't think Knights were going to make top 4.
I'm going to put Storm in there.
Top 4?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I think you do go well. I think you make the 8, but we'll talk about it a bit. But I don't think you don't make top 4. I think you went on such a good run last year that it's just like, I just can't.
I think the penny's dropped.
But it's just like if Ponga gets injured, it's like another turbo thing. Like that's a whole. It's the same reason I'm not putting the Manly in there, right? Like it's the same thing. So
we'll do Tigers first.
Yeah, we'll do Tigers first. So
quickly touch on
Tigers picked up some good players and they made some big changes this year, just in terms of like
just management in the front office. Yeah.
I think it will be good for them, but I don't think they'll be ready yet.
No,
I've got them finishing 13 to what is it? 17.
Yep.
But I'll say they're in the higher end there.
Yeah, I'd say 13.
I think it's a promising year without doing anything. Yeah, if that makes sense. So,
I agree. Yeah.
Just going quickly over the team, they picked up like an Aiden Caesar, be good sort of what's it called for him? Depth, experience.
Jaden
I'd say you probably start. Jaden Sullivan.
Yep. They've got those Finu brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got your Dream Bullo, who probably good for another year.
Yep. Then you see Inglis is like
Justin Olam.
Inglis is being like a fullback coach for Buller.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Justin Olam, great pickup for him.
Yeah.
In the centers.
Yep.
Him. Stafford Toa, good at times. Appy. Then your forward pack. It's only go back a year and you look at some of those players like Isaiah Papali'i. Your Johnny Bateman's. Good team, bro. Like they're a good team.
Yeah.
In terms of those players, it's just like they're at a click, and I think maybe all that shit that was happening might help them. Do you know what I mean? Like might get them out of the.
It's like a fresh start.
Yeah, but it might take a year or two for him to really fire.
Especially like Benji being new coach.
Yeah.
Like how's he going to handle it?
And I just think their spine's probably just not quite there.
Yeah.
Where do you play Adam Dewey is my other question.
He's not been spoken about.
Where do you play him?
I don't know.
Is he playing at all?
I don't know.
It's because you've got. I'm guessing going into the season, you're
Yeah.
going to play Sullivan and Caesar
Yep.
as your halves.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't he not want to play centre?
He doesn't want to play centre,
Yeah.
but then you've got Stafford Toa and you've just signed Justin Olam.
Yeah.
So where's he playing?
Yeah, they're your centres. And who are their wingers?
Their wingers are that Tupou
Yeah.
and who's the other centre? Our winger. Looking.
Because it was Norfoluma, but then obviously he's gone.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe you put Stafford
Stafford
Toa on the wing and you place him at centre.
Yeah.
That might be an option.
I honestly have
Junior
not even heard his
Tupou.
name like this whole year.
Yeah,
when he
neither.
got injured. And then,
Staines. You got Charlie Staines. So
Yeah,
he's probably going to be other winger.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. So he might not even make
He
a
might not make the team.
like just be depth.
Or 14 or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Or maybe they play Sullivan at 14. They were doing that at Dragons
Yeah.
and play Dewey at 6.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how they start the season. But
It will be.
Look, when was the last time you're talking about fucking depth for the Tigers and
Yeah.
like who's going to play where and who's going to get dropped?
Never.
So,
So
not for a
it is
long
good.
time.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And
I'm
they've got a pretty decent forward pack.
reasonably good. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you've
they've
got
got Clemmer and they've got Stefano.
You've got what's his name's a beast. Twal never misses tackles.
No.
You've got Api Coruscant. You've
Yeah.
got
Papali'i, Bateman.
Papali'i, Bateman.
It's not a bad it's not a bad 8 to 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Uko, what's his name? Stefano.
Yeah, Stefano Tukumayano.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then there's not too many others like, there that I'm like super, super
Nah.
big on.
Like Sean Bloor was a bit of a loss.
Yeah, he was a bit of a loss.
Yeah. But
So I think they'll go well, but they will miss the 8,
Yeah,
unfortunately
same.
for me.
Yeah,
So
13 to 17.
13-17. All right, the two big guns, and then we can fucking get onto our predictions and get off this fucking thing.
Yep.
Actually, we've not been on too long.
It's not too bad, yeah.
All right, we'll do Knights first.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yep. Nui. All right. Good to get rid of some fucking deadwood.
So who's your losses and
See
shit? Do you
Kurt
remember?
Man
Yeah, Kurt Mann's gone.
spewing with Dom Young, but it's another
Yeah,
thing.
I'm not.
We've made it. Yeah, no, you're not. They made like they signed like Tom Jenkins from Panthers. He was in the squad in and out last year as cover for wing.
Yeah.
Scored 5 tries in 5 games. So he's like not a bad addition. He played all right on the weekend.
Will he be your winger? Starting winger?
I think so, yeah.
Because who else you got? You got
So we got Christian Mapapalangi. Like he's a centre winger. I think he was meant to have
you got Tuala.
Yeah,
Is he more of a centre
Tuala.
or?
He's more of a centre, but he can play wing. They got Christian Mapapalangi. He's a young guy coming through. Was off all last year with an Achilles, I think.
Righto.
And
Heimel Hunt back up.
first game back from that injury yesterday, knocked out first tackle.
Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that actually. That was bad.
Can't.
That was fucking bad.
Seriously. So that poor bloke can't get a fucking...
Yeah.
Like he's meant to be like the next up and coming guy.
Yeah.
But just, yeah. So I think
They've
if he's
listed
fit,
him here as a centre.
Yeah.
But I think
he
centre
played-
winger, they're all the
yeah,
same
yeah.
shit.
So he might be the centre winger. Like maybe probably the winger.
Yeah. But maybe
Hopefully.
Tom Jenkins.
But maybe Tom
to
Jenkins.
start.
Yeah, yeah.
Did Will Price start?
He came off the bench.
Is he going to be fullback? Or obviously not
Nah,
fullback, but winger or
No, I think
5'8"?
he's pushing for 5'8".
Right.
Yeah.
They've got him down listed here as a fullback.
Nah, I think he's a fullback 5'8".
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same shit, isn't it?
Yep.
Um,
So who was your full? Who did you 5'8" last year?
Gamble and Hastings.
Oh, Gamble. So you reckon Gamble will play 13?
I
Will
think
play the man role?
Nah, I think Gamble might start the year
Right.
with Hastings.
Where's this guy going to play then?
I think he might play cup. Like
Really?
to start, yeah.
So you signed some fucking gun from UK and
Yeah,
got him
but
playing
like,
team.
it's different playing. Like,
All right, mate. Hey, that's all right, mate.
like
You
Dom
tell
Young
me.
was rocks, was diamond rocks. He was rocks for the first fucking year, and then he come good. It's they got to adjust to the NRL.
Come good and then got rid of him.
We didn't get rid of him.
Oh, they got rid of him, mate. Didn't give him good enough
They
deal.
didn't. Yeah, fucking idiots. But yeah. Then that Kai, we bought Kai Pearce-Paul as well, another Englishman. Apparently he had a toe injury or some shit when he got over here, so he had to get operated on. So he's
Kai
in
Pearce-Paul,
doubt.
yeah. He'll be like a second row, right?
Second row, yeah. I think it's him and Dylan Lucas will be fighting it out for that Fitzgibbon spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 'cause he's gone.
He's gone
That's a
to
big
UK.
loss.
Yeah, it's a big loss. But I think that either of these two guys can
says right there he's still in the team. Fitzgibbon.
Yeah,
Weird.
no, he's gone.
Gonskies.
Yep. But yeah, Dylan Lucas played good last year, and when he filled in for Fitzgibbon,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't really lose too many other people. We got Jed Cartwright.
Yeah,
the two.
He'd be pushing for
I think he might be pushing
spot.
for a bench back row spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Frizzell's going to be the other second row.
Yeah.
The outside backs are pretty settled besides that wing spot.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Marju, Bradman Best, re-signed till 2027.
Yeah. Elliott's probably a lock.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I think the Brayley thing's just fucking annoying.
Can't believe the story at Hetherington. He was shit here last year.
It wasn't too bad.
Bro, they're playing for like 8 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And he'd like come on and fucking
Give 2 penalties.
Yeah.
Away. Yeah.
head high someone or something.
Yeah.
Get
I think
sent
maybe
off.
like he'll, like Cartwright might take that spot this
you
year.
feel like.
Yeah.
Look at Cartwright's stance. It's like, you fucking go, Cat. That's what he looks like, eh?
Yeah, do like flaring the lats
Yeah.
out. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think
Frizzell's probably going to be right edge too.
yeah,
Yeah, so who's on your left, you reckon?
it'll be Lucas or Kaipius Ball.
Mm.
Yeah. Apparently Kaipius Ball is like they're comparing him to like young Sonny Bill. Like offloady, but then that
Yeah.
comes with risk too,
Yeah.
you know. So
Then your 4-pack's not too bad, man. You got your Saifides and then Leo Thompson. He's
Yeah.
just trying to get better and better as he gets
played
older.
good the
He's a
other night
fucking
too.
gun, mate.
Yeah.
I've been high on him forever.
We signed his twin brother for next year too.
Mm.
So there will be 2 twin brothers, both both front rowers.
Yeah.
So our whole front row rotation will be 2 Saifides and 2 Thompsons.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Which is pretty sick.
Yeah, man. Good team.
Yeah. Hopefully,
It's all going to come down to Ponga, though, right?
that's what I'm just about to
That's
say.
all
Like,
it is.
hopefully the pennies drop now. Like, he had that run at the end of the year.
Mm.
Dally M medalist. Apparently, they were going to play him yesterday, but apparently his intensity at training's been like, he's played 30 games in the off season.
Oh,
That's what the coach reckons.
Right.
He's like, he doesn't need it.
Mm.
Yeah. So hopefully that's good signs.
Hopefully. I'm
But-
not sure about dyeing the hair blonde's a good sign, though, because I feel like shit like that.
3 cunts in our team.
Shit like
He's
that
got it.
gets you injuries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got it. Will Price has got it.
Some-
Hastings has got
Someone's
it.
done it awesome, I reckon. I haven't dyed it. That's a awesome.
It's big dick energy, mate.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Gotta
They might
stay healthy.
shave it off before
Maybe.
thing anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
I've got them obviously top 8, but
Yeah.
bottom half of the top 8.
I've got to go top 4 this year.
Right. Okay.
Fuck it.
Let's do it with me, bro. Hey, it's your team. You have to.
Yeah. I didn't last year,
Yeah, but like,
and I didn't.
you had no reason to.
No.
There was nothing that showed
Yeah.
you that they were going to do that.
It'll bite me in the ass now.
Yeah. I think they'll make top 8, man. I think they're a good enough team. They're just like they clicked at the end of the year, and a lot of the what people forget is like half of it is your team, but it's half of it is just like the Newey crowd and like the support, because with the whole fucking town, like if you're playing well, the whole town gets behind you,
Yeah.
and you get a second wind,
Yeah.
like that playing
See it
there.
in that,
You
in
see
the
it,
Raiders
bro.
game, bro.
You see it,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. Sweet.
100%, man. I reckon they'll have a good year,
Yeah.
and definitely be in the top 8.
Yeah. Hopefully.
All right, the last team, the best team of all, Sydney Roosters.
That's what's
I know you secretly love them, mate.
No.
You secretly love them. You have a little softy spot for them, don't you?
only because of you.
Yeah, I know. I've always had a soft spot for Knights, though, because my whole family's from Newcastle.
Yeah.
All right, Roosties, mate. What are we saying?
What are you saying?
Fuck,
You
I
took my
don't,
fucking wing account.
mate. I don't know what to say, because as always, like I think next year will change a lot because we're losing a bunch. But this year's the last year. You look at that team and you go, holy fuck. Like, holy fuck.
This team you have this year is
You
on
could
paper
put that into
your most dominant team I think you've ever had.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Like, people could
can't
maybe
tell me
argue
it's
that, but dude, there's not a weak spot in that team. Not one. There's probably about 24, probably not 24, like at least 21 players that could all be starting players.
Yep.
So there's going to be at least 4 to 5 players a week
Yeah,
that are like, should be in
there'd
that
be a starting player at any other club.
100%.
Yep.
Like, you go through that team.
That thing that's gonna fuck you.
Injuries.
Yeah. you've been prone.
We always get injuries, bro.
The last, since you've had that 18-19 seasons, injuries.
Done, yeah.
And Teddy, The
only thing is we've got more depth this year.
You do,
so if there is injuries, we do have players to replace that. It's just if they're major injuries. Like, if we can get players that are out for 3-4 weeks.
Do you have big depth in your back line?
Dude, our back line.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's going to start in our back line this year.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Because...
Let's go through it. So
you've got
who's your back five? I can't figure it out.
Yeah, so
mine's probably different for a lot of people.
Teddy, obviously.
Yeah.
Wingers, Tupou and no, not Tupou. Wingers, Suoliti and Dom Young.
It's not happening.
You don't think so?
It will not happen.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
One, he will not drop Tupou. Tupou's been there for... I'm
I
telling you right now, it will not happen.
But that's what should probably happen.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that either. I just think Tupou is a gun. He's a gun. He's been there for so long. You need experience in your back line.
I understand that.
Every game he makes over 200 meters.
You do have experience in back line. You have Tedesco.
I don't care.
You have Manu.
I don't give a fuck.
You have experience.
I'm not dropping him, no matter what.
Well, you asked me.
You put him under the high ball, mate. He will save anything.
Motherfucker, you just asked me what my thing was.
I'm just saying.
Let me fucking talk.
I just said no, I don't agree.
Let me talk. Yeah, it wasn't do you agree with it? Is you ask me and then we can have a conversation after, you fuck.
I know what you're going to say from now, so it's fine. Keep going.
What am I going to say?
You're going to say fucking, if you put Suoli there, the only other two options is Billy Smith and fucking Manu.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Dom Young on the wing.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is, what do you do with Suoli to... Dom Young's not getting dropped. Could you just sign him for 3 years on a lot of money?
Billy Smith,
he's
going to be dropped.
I'm just saying, this thing. I don't think he will.
No.
This is like, you got to let me finish mine. You don't even know my team yet. You can't. So... It's going to be Dom Young. It's going to be Manu. That's your right side covered. It's going to be that.
Has to, yeah.
Now the left side.
Yeah.
What do you do
You're adamant that Tupou is going to stay.
I think Tupou's staying.
Yeah.
One, Robbo fucking loves him.
Yeah.
If we had any reason to move him on, we wouldn't have re-signed him. He was out of contract last year. We re-signed him to stay, right? He's Roosters' all-time leading try scorer. He will never...
But is he there to be cover?
No. He will not be covered.
So you think you're saying to me right now, Suoli is going to get dropped?
I think so. No, I don't think so. I'll tell you what I want to happen and what I think will happen. What I want to happen will be Tupou and Billy Smith.
Yeah.
Billy Smith for me has to be there. Like, he was our best. They just
re-sign him.
He's the future.
Yes.
So they've just gone, hey man, here's a 3. You played sick at the end of the last year. He was probably our best player.
100%.
Fucking
hands down.
Yeah. Made fucking what's his name? Campbell Graham. He's absolute bitch in the fucking finals.
Yeah.
Bitch the fuck out of him. Probably the best defensive center in the game.
Yeah.
Like, he was their best player because he had a bit of a run where he hadn't got injured in like 10 games.
Yeah.
Signed him he's just re-signed for 3 years. He is our future about like our backline.
Yeah.
Who's leaving? Who didn't want to sign?
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. You're on the outer until there's an injury.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. We're not dropping our best ever winger, probably one of our best ever wingers, and our next gun who's going to be our like future,
our long-term, center. Yeah.
The fucking probably best center in the game on the other side.
Yeah.
And then someone who you've just signed who's going to be, who knows?
You sign him to be your winger.
To be our winger.
Because he's top try scorer of the year.
You're leaving. You wanted to leave. Sorry. You have to sit and wait your turn, man.
Yeah.
If there's an injury anywhere, you can fill in anywhere. He can fill in at center. He can fill in at wing. He can fill in at fullback. He can fill in anywhere along that back line. You got to wait your turn, bro.
Is there a world where, like, he gets the shits the first month and then gets an early release and goes to the union early?
Could be.
Or do they not let that happen because they want the depth?
Could be, man. But like, what do you do?
Like, Tupou's getting older.
Like,
injuries.
What do you? I honestly don't know because I keep saying what I think will happen, but I can't. I look at that and I go, they just re-sign. Like, before they re-signed Billy Smith last week, I was like, they're going to put Suoli in the centers.
Yeah.
He'll be left center.
Yeah.
That's going to be a thing. Billy Smith, you're out. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
You can't re-sign him and then have him in reserves.
I don't think it's going to happen.
You can't.
So
what would you?
So what's happening?
It has to be Suoli or Tupou, but you reckon they're not going to drop Tupou?
So you reckon?
I reckon drop Tupou.
Tupou, he'll play wing.
Suoli play wing.
What does that do to, like? I just look at that and I look at, you got to look at like the dressing room, right? You do that. I think a lot of people get the shits in your dressing room.
Possibly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're dropping a legend of the club who hasn't done anything wrong.
No.
It's not like he's fucking...
No, he's like, fuck the
You played the first 10 games and he's dropped the fucking ball heaps of times, done all this shit.
Yeah.
He's never done a thing wrong for us, ever. Like he's been one of our most consistent
I know,
players over 10 years. Business. Yeah, but he hasn't done anything to lose that spot, man.
But you have the
fucking... Oh, you're a little bit older. He hasn't done anything wrong.
You have like the fucking...
He was playing Origin last year, bro.
You have the prodigy.
Not last year before.
Yeah, I know, but you have like the prodigy fucking...
What, for a year?
Yeah,
and he's fucking off
but
anyway.
No, but you use him while you have him.
I don't know, bro. So you're saying Tupou's dropped, he's on the wing?
Yeah.
Is that what you reckon will start the year?
I don't know if that will, but if...
What do you reckon will happen? Not what you want, what you think.
I think what you said will happen.
What?
Suoliti misses out.
Misses out.
You can't not have Billy Smith there.
You reckon they're going to go to Vegas and not take Suoliti and get him to play?
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
It's so hard to know.
How do you know?
I don't know. That team's fucked.
It's a good headache to have.
That's good. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it.
No, fuck no.
Because then this is the thing. You got to look at that, but then you've got to... And being Robbo, he's very smart. He's got to then start to look at, okay, if I drop a fucking, legend of the club... Who he loves, by the way. He loves
what
Tupou.
Happens with the sheds and
the dressing room. Oh, fuck, you're just going to drop him for him? Like, you know what I mean? You don't know. I don't know how. I don't know the ins and outs.
Dropping him for this cunt that's going. Didn't even want to play for us.
He doesn't want to be here.
Yeah.
Fucking Tupou will die for fucking the Roosters, mate. When you leave, he's leaving. He's fucking off to another code for some money. Like, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard. But then Marnie's doing the same. So, or maybe. Allegedly.
Well, he is, isn't he?
Well, I don't think it's signed yet.
No, but like...
It looks like
it.
Yeah, it seems pretty much.
Pretty en français.
Anyway, we'll move through into... Well, that's what we think, right?
Yeah.
You've still got some good depth there. You've got like Pauga, another great winger. Like, he's a good backup winger.
Yep.
I'm just trying to think of any other backup or any other backs we have. Robert Toya, sorry. He's apparently a fucking gun centre as well. They reckon he'll be our next, like, him and Billy Smith.
When Marnie goes.
Yeah, right. He's a gun. So if he plays any time this year, he'll fucking carve up.
Who was that cunt that you signed from Union?
Yeah. He's a No. We signed him.
Oh,
yeah.
Is he this year or next year?
He's here for next year. So he replaces Suoliti. Right. But then we've also signed another kid from the UK. And he's like, I've watched his highlights, and he's like one of the fastest cunts I've ever seen. Like,
really?
A little bit of a gap on the wing. He's like Adokar, like Bernier.
True.
But he had an ACL last year, so he might be a bit slow. We'll just see what I do.
Yeah.
But he'll be like a backup sort of thing as well. So couple players there in depth.
Yep. How do you think Teddy's going to go?
I think he'll have a good year, man. I don't think he was as bad as people made out.
No, I don't.
I think everyone just jumped on the bandwagon and was shit and old. Like, the back end of he was a bit weird at the start of the year. I think he was trying to do too much. And then he settled into it about after Origin time. He had a great Origin, which no one talked about as well.
I think this year he might lose his spot. Origin, he will. Madge coming in.
Oh, that, I think the Roosters.
No, not Roosters, no.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. Like, I would actually be happy with it.
Yeah, it's better for you, Roosters.
Yeah, I'd rather him just focus on one thing, bro. I think he's played that many games over the last 5 years. Like, he just probably needs to focus on the Roosters, man. I think halves, this is where it's going to be our biggest thing.
Yeah.
Our team is done.
How's Kiri going to go?
Kiri, Walker. I think Walker at the end of the year, he was fucking awesome for us when he came back in. Probably one of our better players. If Robbo can just go, hey, this is your team, mate. Like, you're old enough now. You can control the team.
Yep.
Kiri just plays off those short sides. He's one of the best, other than probably Walker. He as in Cody Walker. He's probably the best short side player of the whole half of the whole comp. If he can just focus on that, do that, plays little bits. Like he did a lot of that yesterday. I saw he like made a couple breaks, just doing his thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Let you control the team, but do it in a way that Walker does it. You don't control him as in like, fucking you stand here, you do this. Like, that's not the player he is.
No.
But it's also scary because of the talent you have around him. If they can just play that ad-lib sort of footy, that could be scary, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then
you can't
also,
defend against it.
The biggest thing is we know they can do that, but then can they play the other way if they need to?
Yeah, do the structured shit.
To finish a game off, to do all that shit. Can they play structured?
That'll be the telling.
That's going to be the telling point. You go through our second row. I don't know who plays there either. I honestly don't.
Yeah.
So you've got...
Satilli has to come back in, right?
I don't think so.
And
he doesn't start for me.
Don't really?
I don't start either of them.
Either of them?
No. For me, I start Nat Butcher on the left and I start Sia Wong on the right. Wong done nothing wrong.
Wong done nothing wrong.
Wong done nothing wrong. He was so good for us at the end of last year. They reckon he's the next Sonny Bill.
Yeah.
They're so high on him.
I still think he's come off the bench for me this year.
He's an edge back row, man. So I think you pay him off the bench, you have to play him through the middle. I don't think he's as good through the middle. I think you can play Angus Crichton through the middle, and going off of just the teams in the preseason, and just I think of how he had a lot like Angus Crichton's last year. I think you just bring him back in on through the middle. He's comfortable playing that role as well. I just think there's so much upside to Wong, like just put him there. And I think that although I would probably prefer Wong and then a Crichton on the left, Crichton 2 years ago, that would be my team. But I just think now Nat Butcher's so safe. You need someone just covering Kiri.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Having that tackle defense on Kiri, like that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
The only reason why I think Wong might not get selected is about the whole defensive side with Walker there. They might select maybe they put Nat back on the right and then Crichton, which I think is his best spots on the left.
The same.
That might be a way they go.
Yeah.
Then you look at your depth. You've got Satili Tupanua. You've got
I'm glad we're going into the full depth of the Roosters.
Sorry, mate.
Do fuck all for the Knights.
Hey, I let you talk as much as you want, and you sort of that was it. You got nothing to talk about. Your team's shit. Nah, so yeah, Satili Tupanua. You've got Egan Butcher. Then you've got your front row. So I think your 4 front rowers will be selected definitely. Will be Hargreaves. He's going to miss the first game, obviously, so you probably put Egan back into the teams. I think Egan might miss out the whole team altogether. But say you've got those 2 on the edge, right? You got your 4 bench, or say your 2 forwards, or you got Brandon Smith in the middle. Your 2 forwards will be, say, in a normal team, Hargreaves, Collins.
Yep.
Then your bench, you'll have Spencer Leniu and Terrell May.
Yeah.
So then you've got 2 other players left over. Right? So you've got 1 edgy sort of player, and then you've got 1 14.
Is Connor Watson going to be 14?
I don't know. Because it might be Sandon Smith, who was really good last year for us.
Good headaches to have. A lot of depth.
Yeah. So, like, you basically, I think Egan Butchers misses out. I don't know about Satili. I haven't even said Satili. So, like...
I think he's there.
Well,
he was great.
Who are you dropping?
I think Sia Wong's bench for me.
Okay, well then who are you dropping off the bench?
Who did we say was on the bench?
So round 1's going to be different because you got Hargreaves out. So one of those will drop in.
Yeah.
So I think Satili might be on the bench. I think it's going to be Sia Wong and Nat Butcher. I think the starting team would be Collins and fucking JWH. Bench will be, for me, I think I'm going to start with Watson. I'll go Watson, Terrell May, Spencer Leniu, and then the last one is going to be Angus Crichton.
Maybe Angus Crichton misses out.
Together.
Maybe.
He's not going to miss out that team, mate.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's Australian second row.
He didn't even want to be there either.
He's on $850K a year. They're not dropping him whatsoever. Like, unless he's injured or something.
Too, like...
But Satili's come off an ACL, came back for 4 games, and then fucked his neck up and didn't play the rest of the year.
Yeah, I get it.
So he's played like 4 games in 2 years, bro.
He looked good yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know who they... Round 1's different. I think Crichton, Satili make the team. I think Egan Butcher might get left out, even though I think he's a gun. And obviously you got Rads in the middle too. I'm safe on Rads. You know, like, that's your team. That's what I mean, man. There's about 21 players that could make that fucking team.
Yeah,
and there's only about 17 that's going to play.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Would you play Watson or would you play Sandon Smith to start the year?
Watson.
Just coming off the injury and stuff, though. And how Sandon sort of... I could see him going the way of Sandon purely for the fact that...
The way he finished the year.
But he's just gone and re-signed Watson to stay. So it's just a bit like...
That's the thing that's confusing with all these re-signings. Like with the back line and shit, it's like that's the direction you're going in, obviously.
So do you play the players that you're going in, or do you play the players that you've got, even though they might be slightly better? That's the hard thing with the Roosters. There's such a here and there. But anyway, that's a team that it's going to be like the first 3 or 4 games of the year are going to be really telling about who he thinks are better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a very telling way of going, I think this is the team. Do you know what I mean? And then they might change throughout the year, but it'd be cool to see. Round 1's a bit harder. 1, because it's in Vegas, and 2, there's a few injuries, or not injuries, but suspensions and shit. So it's not going to give a true representation. back line, yeah, definitely. But the forward line, you might not know exactly.
Yeah, it might just be tweaked.
Yeah, and they'd be good about round 5. We're going to be like, cool, it's going to be this or that or whatever it is. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, Roosters obviously top 4 for me.
Yeah, I've got them 5 to 8.
Yeah. 5 to 8?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Only because that's the only spot I had left.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, top 4, who do we have? Quick one and then we're done.
Yeah. So top 4, you've got Roosters, Broncos, Storm, Panthers.
Roosters, Broncos, Storm, Panthers. So I'm going. I'll go Broncos 1. I think they'll minor premiership. I'm going to go Panthers 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Roosters 3, Storm 4.
Am I writing all this down?
I can just find it on the podcast. It's fine. I'll write it down.
It's too confusing, this fucking thing.
Who's your top 4?
Yep. So my top 4 is I'm going to read them out from 1 to 4. Panthers, Broncos, Rabbits, Knights.
Rabbits, Knights. Cool.
Yep.
Bottom 4.
So you have South, Knights, Raiders, Manly.
I'm going to go Manly 5th, South 6th, Knights 7th, Raiders 8th.
Yep. So I will go Storm 5th, Roosters 6th, Warriors 7, Manly 8.
Righto. Cool. Who's your player of the year? Who's going to get Dally M for you?
I wish I said Ponga last year.
Shouldn't have got it anyway.
Yeah, you should.
No, mate.
Player of the year. Very good question. Payne Haas.
Really? Has the front row ever won it?
I
don't think so.
Tamalolo
did he?
It was lock.
He's basically a fucking front row though.
Yeah.
This sounds really like simple, and everyone's like, oh, of course. But like, it doesn't never happen. But I feel like it will. I'm going Cleary.
Yeah.
I just think this is his team now. Like he was always his team, but it's like he's matured now.
But it's too hard for like a player in the
he's
top
always
team
had some
to win it.
sort of injury and stuff. But I don't think there is like
stacked as they were. Yeah.
So I think he has to do more this year for them to be there. And if I'm getting them finishing first or second, I think it's going to be off the back of a lot of him.
Yep.
And I think he's got to stay really he's going to have to stay healthy, obviously, for that. Isn't like a suspension sort of person either. So I'm going Cleary this year. I think I don't think he's won it yet. Hey,
no.
I think he'll finally win it this year. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. I think off the back of
Origin Series win.
Hopefully, we'll see. Who you got in your grand final?
Fuck, it's I don't know.
Your 2 teams and then your premiers.
Yeah. Am I like I'm gonna go with my heart.
Yeah, that's fine. No, don't go like a fucking Knights if you don't believe it. Yeah, like
no, but I think
just think who you'll think out of everything like this year.
It's probably gonna be Penrith and Broncos again.
You reckon?
Yeah. I would love the Knights to be there, and I think with the right run and injuries, we could be there because we proved that we could beat the top teams last year, and we can come close to like Broncos, Penrith, all that. It's just having that like silk to finish it in a final series.
Yeah,
but probably, most likely those 2. Maybe South, Smokey, maybe even News, but probably Penrith and Broncos.
Yep.
What about you?
I'm going to go, because I'd love to see this. I would love to see it. I'm going to go Broncos, Roosters.
Why would you love to see that?
Because I don't think it's never happened, right? And it's just like Sydney, Brisbane, and like you've asked most Broncos fans, they all hate the Roosters. Most Roosters fans hate the Broncos. It's just like...
It was Sydney, Brisbane last year, though.
Yeah, but like Sydney. Like proper Sydney, you know what I mean? Like the Sydney Roosters.
The Penrith people that still think that's proper Sydney.
It's not like it's Western Sydney, right? It's different. But like, I just think that'd be a really good game, And it could happen just with the way I've sort of said it as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd sort of go. And look, as much as I want the Roosters to win, I'd say I just feel like it might be the Broncos' year this year.
You need to lose one to win one. So
yeah,
that's what happened with Penrith.
Yeah,
the other year.
What do you reckon? What would you?
Probably Broncos.
Yep. Sweet.
Yep.
All right, couple of hours there.
Couple of hours.
I can do one back.
That's it.
All right, mate. Well, yeah.
Back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
maybe?
probably a couple of weeks. Not sure exactly on the date, but yeah, we'll get back into it.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah,
maybe.
probably be after round 1, I'd say.
Yeah.
Somewhere there.
Yep.
All right. Thanks,
Sweet.
guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's good to be back. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
See ya.
Bye.